Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Ooh,
Hello.
Pop.
Hello. Hello.
what's popping? What's going on with you?
Nah.
No?
No. That's fine.
I
I
was
wasn't doing the brand new whip thing. I wasn't doing it.
I thought
I thought
about
you,
it. I'm
I
not gonna
thought
lie.
I thought one
Thought
of
it.
you was about to. I
Mm,
really did.
nah,
I thought it.
me? Never.
Definitely.
Yeah, you've done it. You've done it.
I don't know
You've
what
never even
y'all.
heard the song and you've done it.
That's
It's
why.
almost you can't say what's popping without having to say brand new whip just hopped in right after. Like it's like
I can though. That's the thing.
I mean,
they're
it's
attached.
doable, but it's tough. It's tough.
They're attached. They're
It's
really
tough.
They
attached. It is.
they are attached, but it is still possible. I've done
It's
it.
okay. It's very possible. It's just difficult. It's
It's tough.
difficult
Like,
to not do.
is the song even all that good though?
Song was great. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
Was
it's
good.
good.
a radio song, so it
Yeah.
got played a lot. But like, the song was great. It was a great song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you haven't heard the song at all?
Just never
Do you
heard
know
it.
who you're talking to right now?
Yep.
But like,
Do
now
you know who
once
you're
though,
talking
like,
to
it
right
was
now?
a very popular like.
He's probably only heard like
I've
that
heard
clip
if I've
from
heard it
memes.
from memes like Instagram, yeah, or in passing, like I'm outside, I'm in the car, someone pulls up next to me, they're listening to it, something like that. But like to actually like sit down, like go through the playlist and be like, or someone said to me like, "Yo, give this a listen."
Yeah. Bro, it's just that it's I've seen so many videos and memes with it. And then
Yeah.
we've been doing the show and even when we play games offline, so many
Offline,
people
we've just been saying it, and
so many people.
I have
yeah, so.
no idea if it's initial connotations or anything like
Yeah.
that. I just say it.
What's
Damn
poppin'?
you,
Brand
Roddy.
new whip. Brand new whip just hopped in. Like it
Yeah.
just
Got options, man.
can't stop.
You know?
Yeah, I got options. Yo.
It's good. It's a good song. Well done.
Oh man, it's very difficult,
There we go.
Well,
but the song is good. Yeah, it is a good song. If you're into that genre.
the genres.
I'll
genre.
probably end up listening to it somehow, somewhere. Be
Yeah,
over
yeah,
someone's
just like you
house.
get to your Netflix backlog. Yeah, sure.
I've actually been watching things on Netflix, and now I'm not
Key
telling
has
you what,
joined my
because
club,
Key
huh?
has
Yeah.
joined. You know what?
Listen,
Yes.
I'm just.
I don't even
Before,
like have
I
this
know-
type
I
of
just
beef
look.
with you. Like, why are you
No,
extending the
that's
beef right
that's
now?
the thing, though. I have no beef with nobody. I'm just an onlooker. I see what's going on and I commentate. That's it. That's it. I mean, I do still have
Nah, Cap.
What you mean?
Cap.
That's
'Cause
not cap.
that wasn't even.
I don't recommend
We haven't
any
talked
shows. I was about to say I still have my one that you have not given me 4 years later. 3, 4, 3. How long has it been now? 3, 4.
Are we
3,
talking
4?
Gundam?
I'm
Blooded
leaving.
Yeah, we're
I'm
Orphans?
talking
leaving.
about IBO. 3,
I'm
4 years
leaving.
now. I done told him about the sequel to a show that he had me watch, but yet he has 4 years later to watch the one show that I gave. You know what? It's fine.
Take him
though.
to church, King. Take
It's
him to
fine,
church.
it's
boy.
fine.
None of these vicious and unnecessary attacks were necessary upon my person. Like, what
No,
about
But is
what?
it true? But is it true?
Is it true?
We watched it. We just didn't
You
complete,
didn't finish it.
but we still watched it. That was what
Bro,
that's
we
what the
watched
terms were to watch it.
Bet. So according to
Bro,
Reese, if Reese
this-
recommends the show to you, all you have to do is watch it. You do not have to finish it.
You
Peep
can
the
wa-
first 10 minutes of
You could just watch the intro and turn it off. According to Reese's.
first 10 minutes of the
According to
anime.
Reese's technicalities right now, you
Right?
can just watch the intro,
but
turn up, and then that's it. You enjoyed it. It was lit.
But when I say that I gave One Piece 20 episodes, but that wasn't enough, according to Reese, that's not enough.
Wow, that's the only instance when we didn't we just have this conversation like not even that long ago
What?
about the whole giving things time.
Well, I'm just going according to your logic. Like
No.
me watching 20 episodes ain't enough, but you not finishing IBO, which is way less than One Piece anime. like, but I'm wrong. I'm wrong because you watched it.
Wait,
That's all I was bringing up.
You finished Made in Abyss, yeah?
Oh, I
like
finished it. Yeah.
Like you're current. All right.
Complete.
All right.
Yep,
Cool.
caught up.
Cool, cool,
And
cool,
told
cool,
him
cool,
about the
I'm not.
sequel.
Y'all are digging
Told him
this
about
hole
the
that y'all want me to step in. That I will not be trapped. Y'all are not doing this right now.
Bro, you don't
'Cause
have to
you
dig
already
in it.
no,
You are in it deep,
no, I'm not.
above eye
Because we're
level
not even
deep.
talking about this anymore. How was your day, Keith? What's going on? How was the? I saw you was getting beat up in that tournament this morning.
Oh, a tournament?
Yeah,
Tournament?
Me?
in the game you're playing, Keith.
In the game I'm playing, I was getting beat up and Xenogears. You're
I was
talking
about to
about
say it hasn't even been
Xenogears.
12 hours. You have
Yeah,
not
I'm
forgotten.
like, what are you talking about? I won that tournament. What do you mean?
I know it's not very easy to
Ain't
lose.
nobody I didn't get beat up. Although that masked man at the end was just weaving all of my attacks, and he was like, "Oh no, already," and then
Oh,
dipped. Which
we've
I
matched
have
the
no
X. That's listen. You wasn't hitting
Weave
him.
Master
You're
X.
not hitting him.
Yeah, my man was just like, "Weave, weave, weave. You are too pathetic. Weave, weave, weave. You are just pathetic. Weave, weave, weave." I'm like, "All right, you know what? Can we just continue on? Because this is just pissing me
Yo,
off
the
now."
It's
crowd,
like,
the crowd was getting pissed off
clearly
because it
I
was.
can't hit this dude. All right,
Yeah,
sick. Like,
yeah. And the crowd
They
started booing. He wasn't
started
fighting
throwing
back.
things. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, bruh. But Xenogears is a great game. That game is awesome.
yeah, it's
I'm
fun.
That
really
game,
glad you're enjoying it because
yeah,
it
no, that
doesn't
game is
as
amazing.
because you hear everybody talk about it, like, yeah, that was a great game. That was a great game, but not a lot of people know about it outside of those that know,
Also,
those that play a lot of
everybody
RPGs and things like
complains
that.
about the second disc
Yeah,
being terrible. So I don't know. So well, one person has told me that the second disc, he said it is, I guess, like, I don't know, convoluted, or it's not as bad as people say, but he says that he said it's very, very, very text heavy, but he says that
yeah.
you're so involved with it in the story in the first disc. By the time you get to the second disc, you're interested in knowing what is going on. But he said it
Yeah,
is very text heavy. But I
Um,
yeah.
I
don't
can,
know.
I can see that. I can,
Yeah,
as
that
someone who
was
just beat the game, not even a couple months ago, agree with that. It's
Yeah.
just that
It,
you,
it needs a Snyder cut.
oh boy, when we
Like,
had that discussion,
was
that was
one
the
of our
game
Snyder Cut
that shot to
games,
the top
yeah.
of my list. Yeah. I don't know how you feel currently about the wordiness of the game, but yes,
I mean, it's not honestly, I don't feel like it's the worst thing. Honestly, it's only kind of bad because I'm streaming it, and like my chat be going in on me. Like, yo, you missing our messages, you missing the message, you ain't read what I said. I'm like, bro, I don't got
oh,
shotgun gun. Like, I don't even read. I don't read. I prefer dubbed anime. like I
like
can't
I
like.
was
"Boom, boom,
just
boom,
get out of my
boom."
head. I was about to say the years of Sharingan I've been doing with just doing all of that because you're gonna
Yeah,
need
but
it in this too.
yeah, it's definitely, but it's tough to do that streaming,
No,
bro. Like,
no,
that's
I'm not taking away
And,
from
and
that at all. But
another
I'm
yeah,
saying the years that I've been doing it definitely helps.
But
yeah,
another issue is the fact that, like, you're already as a streamer and you're playing a game, especially like these one player RPG games, you're
Mhm.
already, yeah, I'll say you're ingesting about 90% of the content that's being given to you because you're trying to focus on
of
chat and
course, of
Yep,
course.
yep,
story,
yep,
whatever,
yep.
whatever, whatever.
Yep.
So like with this game being so text heavy, and I'm actually very interested in what's going on with the story. It
Mhm.
is
Oh, I like to hear
wrapped
that.
in it is wrapped in a bunch of mystery, and I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to miss as little as possible, but it's just so bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's like I'm
You
trying
know,
to ingest, but also trying to interact and still play a game, but still stop not playing the game. Yo, it
what
gets
they did
crazy.
was took the cutscenes that were in Metal Gear and they just typed it out. So like
But
you
the
just
next
you just
one,
got to read out the cutscenes and then they give you more cutscene.
and they
Yo,
give
you
you
got
like, animated.
having to read a Metal Gear info dump. That's tough to stream.
That's
The
it.
worst part about
Yeah,
that game is definitely the beginning when it's telling you. But I mean, a lot of games have done this, do this, where like at the beginning they'll tell you, "Oh, the four kingdoms of the East got together," and like they just go through the whole
yeah.
lore, background, history of the game. But and it's just like all this info dump. I don't. You're throwing names at me. I don't care about your war. Like,
They,
first of all,
it's Game
I'm
of
already one.
Thrones. You're in the first episode. You got to learn these names, the houses,
Yeah, the
what
first
they do.
episode of Game of Thrones.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
turned me off from the
the
show
opening
completely.
of
I didn't.
Xenogears can be very overwhelming.
And the opening of Xenogears, and I'm not one to. I don't even like war and politics in games. Like I don't like war and politics. I don't care for it. Like I don't care about your kingdom. I don't care about the daughters, cousins of the nieces marrying the father's son of the brother east. I don't care about any of that. So like I'd rather a story about the characters themselves or a story about some kind of mythical dragon beast attacking them. I don't know. Just not war and politics because all of that kingdom stuff is just beyond me. But
This is why I said I'm intrigued by why you're interested because that's basically what
well,
you've been
once you
given so
get past
far.
that giant Bible of an info dump at the beginning of the game,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
turns up. Like, yo, you do like some little slice of life petty missions, and then it just goes. It turns into Elf and Lied, bro. Like, it just goes crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it,
Like,
it did. Yeah, I know
it
when you saw that
turns.
part, and I was like, "Oh, Alfie Liet." Then you said it. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
yeah."
I was like,
He saw it.
oh my, this is bonkers.
So I'll say
Dynamite
this.
Destiny, he stays ignoring me. I don't ignore nobody.
All right, I'll say this is the last part of this game. You said how it turns up, even though the second disc is word heavy, it still turns up.
It's a
Right,
Like
yes.
when
story wise, because they had to
story
rush
what
through the story,
they
right?
had to rush
That's
through the
what they
story,
said
so they give
in
they
this,
give
yeah.
you like 3 discs. Honestly, they probably could have stretched this game to 4 discs.
Well, wasn't
With
that the initial thing?
I think that
But
was the initial
they
thing,
got,
yeah. But
but
so
they
they
got the funding
condensed.
cut.
So they had to shrink 3 discs worth of content essentially onto one. So and you'll see how they did it, but I,
Yeah.
the story continues to go on.
So, I mean, we're on the topic of JRPGs that we're currently playing or streaming, and Yakuza Like a Dragon has me very, very hooked. I love that game. I
I
am in love
I
with that
turned
game.
in onto your first stream. I said to you, "That's cool and all. I'm gonna stay here, but I can't watch you play because I intend on watching this game." And that was false because I've almost watched you play every single time, and I still intend to play the game because it's
Yeah,
just that damn fun. It's fun enough to watch someone play and then play it yourself. Usually, it's
yeah,
one or the other.
yeah. It's there's a lot of cool Easter eggs that gamers across the age spectrum can connect to, like without giving them away. Um, they're very, very, very cool. I ran into another one today, and it was very, very special.
So
I
it's
will
You ran
say
fun.
into
that.
So it's
another
fun, and it
Another Easter egg.
approaches
Yeah.
the feels, the nostalgic
from
feels.
yeah, I was watching you play that game as well, and it looked fun. At first, I was talking so much trash about it, but
But then you saw it.
yeah, then I was like actually because I was watching Silva stream it, but like a little bit because while he was
Yeah.
streaming it, I was like working on stuff, so I was like
Right.
even in and out of it. But I actually sat down and watched be played through a good portion of it. And I was like, oh, this is actually
This is
interesting. This is actually really
fun.
And
good.
like,
And there's
and
like
like,
timing based stuff and like I was like, oh, this is actually a really good battle system. Like, I like this.
and then when you just mentioned like, I don't care about like Schmeichel from Eichenfeld and this person's
Yeah.
kingdoms and queens, and I'm like, this
I
game
do need
is
to
none
beat
of
that
that.
game. Thank
It's
you.
like real, like adulty
It's a
themes.
story
Like
about the characters,
it's
right?
right,
Yeah,
right,
and
and it's
look
about the
look at
characters.
the main
Yeah.
character. He looks a little rough. Like he's not the perfect like all dolled up, all what
I
you
mean,
know
My
how
man
they
got
have the typical look. My
got
man's my
the
man's
ill afro.
yeah,
he
yeah.
got
Dude,
it
the
going
game
on
is
up top.
fire.
And he's
There's
older.
a
How many
lot.
games are there older protagonists? He's 40 plus.
Yeah, he's 41. Like, yo, the game
41.
is
41.
fire.
That's
It
I already like
resonates.
that.
It resonates very, 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 very well. Like, there's a lot of stuff in that game that will speak to a gamer, especially an older gamer like myself. Yeah, dude, it's fire. Well done. Well done, well done, well done.
Still gonna play it.
AJ2294, I see you in the chat. I want to know, I have a question for everybody actually that's in the chat right now. You know it is July. It is July JRPG month.
Yep.
What RPGs are you guys currently playing?
Yep.
That-
Key
that
is
we-
what you're on Xenogear now. You were on Final Fantasy 6.
well, yeah. For streaming, for streaming, I beat Final Fantasy 6, and now I'm on Xenogears. Off stream, I'm playing. So I was burning through Grandia, but I got to a part where I am so lost, so unbelievably lost. I was like, you know what? I need a break. So then I
need a
started.
break.
I got deep into Kudelka. Now I'm like deep into Kudelka,
Nice.
playing a lot of Kudelka right now, and it's so fun. Although, like, that game just needs a serious quality of life update. Like, it it
It's a
needs
PS2 game,
it,
right?
it's PS1, it's
It's
PS1, but
one game. Yeah.
it is so different from literally any RPG you have ever played, bro. I promise you. Like,
Yeah.
it is just so different. Even it's a tactical RPG. Even the rules of it being a tactical RPG is different from a
Right.
tactical RPG. Like, the game is just so different.
Yeah, like I like games that do that try it their own way. Like I remember the first time I ever touched Parasite Eve, I'm like, this is just different.
It's so
It's
Yeah.
the game was so fun.
We have Dark Ungodly Villain, Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Also, Jay Neg is playing that as well, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Jay Neg is playing that as well.
Cyber Sleuth is an interesting game because I was watching him play that game as well, and it was basically Persona. Oh, Dark says he's playing the sequel. Okay, so I don't
Okay.
know about the OG Cyber Sleuth, but the one J Negative's playing, it's Digimon Persona. Like, that's literally what it is. It's a lot of like slice of life. Like, well, I don't know if there's like relationship building in it, but it was
But
like
there's day-to-day
it's
management.
literally what, huh?
Day-to-day management.
I don't know. Like, you would if you ever play Persona. Well, see, I haven't played the recent ones, but you would see the character. It's like kind of graphic novelish, like with the two characters on the screen, and they're
Mhm.
like talking. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yep.
It was
They're
like a
talking
manga.
back and forth, and then you have to like it's Persona only in looks.
Only in
Okay.
looks, okay.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
what I
like
need to know.
talking back and forth, and you have to like choose and like make decisions or whatever. So it looked very Persona like, and it was very, very, very conversation heavy. You know what I'm saying? It was just
Mm.
they were just talking and talking and talking. But when he finally got to take control of the Digimon, he said he was having a blast.
Mm.
I was about to say
I
this is
can
starting
dig
to
it.
sound like a visual novel, but you take control. You don't take control of visual novels.
Yeah, no, it was like half controlling your character and like half visual novel looking like Persona. It looked like Persona.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching Jay play what I now know is the sequel, and it definitely looked like Digimon Persona. Like it had a similar feel to it. But as far as the gameplay, I didn't really get that deep. I had to go do something else. But we have Madam T. He's going to play Final Fantasy 15 for the July. That's
Ooh,
cool.
okay.
Oh yeah, I like that game.
I enjoyed that game. Yeah.
I have the Windows edition. I kind of want to see what it looks like with even
It's
more
on
enhanced
Xbox.
graphics.
It's on Game Pass, and that's on my to beat list. I will be beating that relatively soon ish at some
Do,
point.
do you have to start over, or you have your save
Yeah,
data?
no, I gotta start over. That was on PS4, right?
Yeah,
PS4, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
I might have
The-
the data actually.
The PS5 collection has the complete,
The Royale edition.
the Royal
So,
edition.
it's on Game Pass
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, dope. And,
Yeah, but I mean, I would start over anyways, just because I don't even remember like what was going on in that game whatsoever.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. See, and you probably deep like 30 hours in. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
restart.
Dude, bro, it was really.
No.
It was so long ago though. Like,
I'd watch a recap. I'd watch a recap
watch
on
a
YouTube.
recap.
YouTube. Yeah, I wouldn't. Do
I
that.
mean, he just did watch a Darksiders recap, so
Yo, he watched me watch a Darksiders recap.
it was crazy because it was just
So you
because
can what? So you can play Genesis and know what's
no,
going on, or
just
Yeah.
to know what's going on because it's the fourth in the series, but it's
Genesis-
the beginning.
Right,
Oh.
figuring
So-
out it's the beginning, so I didn't even have to watch that because this is
That's the after.
is the alpha, so
Mhm.
it doesn't
so
matter.
KJ2294 says PS5 has the regular version.
I have my
No,
PS5.
I have the Royal version installed. It's part of the PS5 collection. It's free if you have.
Oh yeah,
if you
right.
have PlayStation
You have
Plus.
to go to
the
yeah,
PlayStation Collection thing. Yes.
the PlayStation Plus collect. What is it called? PlayStation Collection Plus.
Plus
right? Something?
PlayStation Plus Collection.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
but and it's only available to PS5.
Only on it's all those games. I'm mad
Mm.
that what's the name of that game that's on there? Insane
Crash
Trilogy.
Bandicoot?
Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot.
Oh yeah,
so
because you
mad.
just bought it right.
I bought it.
I swear it's the regular edition. Checking now. I don't have to look, bro. I literally looked at it like yesterday. I don't gotta look.
You looked at it
but yeah.
yesterday, but did you play it?
What do you mean? No,
Oh.
I didn't play yesterday. No.
Did you beat Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah. Oh,
You
I
did?
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
like that
enjoyed it.
game. I like that. Yeah, I like that game for like the friendship kind of
The
camaraderie thing.
camaraderie,
Like
yeah.
it really did remind me of like growing up and hanging out with you guys and stuff like that. And then there's like I don't know if you guys know. I don't want to spoil it, so never mind.
Yeah,
I won't mention
like
that.
that game's still
I won't
relatively
mention
new,
that.
so
So
But it's sick. It's a sick game in terms of the story and the world and all that stuff.
yeah, I wasn't crazy about any of the characters except Prompto. Prompto's my guy. Prompto always wanted to take
Prompto's
pictures
my
for the
guy.
gram. I always
Yeah.
wanted to take pics for the gram.
You're like, yo,
But
can we stop and take a picture over here? I'm like, yo, we're trying to save the world, fam, but fine, let's go. Like
it's the
every
gram,
time
though.
for the
But,
gram.
but I liked the battle system and that that was their first take on Western style RPGs, and I thought that was awesome. And
Yeah.
an awesome attempt.
Yeah. It was an awesome attempt. Like
Yeah.
didn't get everything right. I didn't hate Bahamut being a soldier. I didn't hate that.
Muhammad's a soldier?
Yeah, kinda. He's
Bahamut's
like a
stayed changing form. Just like
yeah. He always changes forms in every game, but in this one, he's like a knight.
As far as
It's
I know,
crazy.
Bahamut's a freaking but he's like the fire version of what's the name of the other one that I love?
Ifrit?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Bahamut. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got Bahamut mixed up with Ifrit just now.
Wow.
But wait, Bahamut is a
Bahamut.
No,
person?
we were talking Final Fantasy 15 KJ2294.
Oh.
Not
Oh,
Persona.
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, so Dark assumed correctly, thinking that the Royales were getting mixed up.
Yeah, it's
'Cause,
Royal.
no, they're
not
starting
Royale.
to put Royal in the end of all these game titles now to try to entice you to spend another $60.
Royal dollars.
Royal dollars. Like, no, we ain't.
oh, he thought we were talking about Persona,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Royal. Yeah. What is because they did that for P4 too, right? No, they did P4
No, P4
Golden.
Golden. Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? What
It's-
yo, we just had a whole conversation about this in Discord, bro.
We,
Like,
we did.
yo,
we did.
Really?
The,
I
the
missed
main
that.
change one of the main changes that I don't like is that they refill your bullets after every fight now.
And
That's the only gripe I have with it. Everything else, they added new stuff. You get to fully control Futaba now, right? Like there's a lot more stuff
Wait,
that you
which
can
game
do.
is this? Is this P4 or P5?
This is
P5.
Persona 5.
Okay.
Persona 5 Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a talk.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like. Everything else is phenomenal.
It's a good update, but the P4 update was bad. Was it a bad update?
I never
think it
played,
was
so
a
I
bad
can't.
update.
I can't say.
It's probably good. Yeah. P5 is the only Persona I've ever played.
Oh, because
I
I remember you
played
guys
1,
complaining
2,
about
and 5.
then maybe it's P5 where it's the same price, but
Right.
They
That's
changed-
my beef with it in
That's
terms of
just-
it as a whole. Is if you already own P5, there's no reason
There's
to buy
no
that
point.
thing. to
But-
me, if you're
did
a
they
diehard,
release that
then
that
fine.
extra story as DLC?
No.
Or was there any
What?
extra story?
No, you had to buy the
Royale
game.
separate, 60
Oh, yeah, that-
full price. Nah, I can't back
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
I can't back
That's
it.
tough. Yeah,
I
that's
can't back that.
That's an unfortunate aspect, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with what Squishy's saying. It isn't bad. It's just not great if you played the first game already. Like if
Right.
you're coming into Persona for the first time and they're both costing the same price or close to, just get Royale. It's everything,
exactly.
all the stuff. You know.
See,
Just that bullet reload, man, it rubs me the wrong way. I can't back
They
it. I
did.
can't back it.
Oh, Dark. I was literally about to just bring that up. They kind of did the same thing, but it
they
was
they split
I
almost all
believe-
of their games though.
But I believe Persona 3 was a PS2 game. I could be wrong. It could be
P3 was a
PS3.
PS2 game.
It was PS2. Okay, bet. So that's perfect because Persona 3, right? They came out with Persona 3 and then they came out with Persona 3 Fez. But Persona 3 Fez had the original Persona 3 and then they had Persona 3 The Answer, which is like a whole nother story, like with different.
Well,
it's the same
they
char-
did
a lot
that
of the
in
same
2.
characters.
That's not they did that in 2. So it's
Right,
Persona
but-
2 Eternal Punishment and Persona 2 Innocent Sin. The same story
but what-
by two different what's it called? Two different characters from their perspective.
Well, yeah. So it was two different games, kind of like
Hmm.
you got Persona 3 and you got Persona 3 The Answer, which is like I guess you can kind of call it DLC
Hmm.
before like DLC came out. You know what I mean? It was like a I don't know how long it was. Maybe we can check that really quick, but
Hmm.
like it was a different game, like it was a different story and all of that. You use some of the same characters, but they introduced a new character as well. Um,
I get what you're saying.
but yeah, but I think with the
So according to Dark, the answer is the same type of extra content that you get in 4 Golden and 5 Royale.
that so it works the same way. But see, my only beef with that is the fact that PS that game came out on PS2 and
Mhm.
those games came out on PS3 and above when DLC came out. So they didn't have to do that anymore. Now they could just release DLC and not charge you for the
And not
whole
charge
entire game
exactly.
again.
It should be like,
Nah.
yo, here's the Royale, all the stuff that we wanted to do, quality of life changes, extra credit stuff, everything that we want to add. Do we want to add more dialogue? Cool. Just charge me like 25 to 30 bucks for a DLC. Call it a day. Where you
So
uh,
I just looked it up and Persona 3 The Answer is about 30 hours to beat. That's a
That's a
game.
whole game, yeah.
That's a it's a different game and it's a different story completely, you know what I'm saying? It's
Okay, so
separate.
would you say Fez is a fair purchase even if you bought the original game?
Absolutely. Well, oh, if you even if you bought the original game, that depends on your love for the series
yeah.
That's
because
funny you say that. Hmm.
you're essentially paying part two. That's the like the sequel. It's like Persona 3, the sequel. That's you're
The
paying for.
spinoff, right? The
Yeah.
Yeah, and
spinoff. Yeah.
you're getting the original game, but you're also getting another story to go along with the first story. But that you're buying an expansion, kind of like it's a
Yeah.
30-hour game. That's a whole entire game you're getting.
See, I feel way better about Fez because Fez to me sounds like
Yeah, I like
I'm
Fez.
buying a spinoff, like I'm buying Final Fantasy X too. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it. Yeah,
As
that's the beginning.
opposed to Royale is like I already own the movie, but now I gotta buy the movie again to get the director's cut with all the documentary and the add-on special features and all
Wait.
that.
The Director's Plus. The
The
Director's
director's
Plus.
plus.
Oh
Excuse
no.
me.
The Director's
Kojima's
Plus.
out here
Oh
changing the
no.
game.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah, don't
True.
call Death Stranding Director's Cut, Death Stranding Director's Cut, or Kojima's gonna be outside your window with a face
Whoa.
of utter disappointment.
I don't think that's true, but don't say director's cut 3 times in a row when you're talking about that game.
Because Kojima will find you.
All right.
What a tangent, though. I love it.
That's what we do around
we love
here.
video games around here, man. That kind of made me. I almost want to now. If I ever were to play P3, which I have to, because that's another one of Key's agreements. I guess I'll just play Fez and not play
Oh
the
no,
answer.
if you was to get Fez, just get Fez because you're getting I
Both.
forget the name of the OG game, but you're also getting the answer. So you might as well just get because you get both.
Because I do want to beat them all eventually. I've beaten 1. I've beaten 2. I've gotten close to the end of 5.
I have a vendetta against the answer, man. I got to the very end of that game,
and you got played. And you got played.
Yeah, they swagged me. They did me dirty. They didn't have to do what they did in that game. Throughout the entire game of play, yo, spoiler alert, okay? For the answer, I'm saving y'all. If anybody out there is gonna plan on playing,
Oh
Persona
yeah, I
3,
remember this. I remember this.
Yep.
I'm saving you right now. Throughout the entire game, you can choose your party. The entirety of the game, you can choose who you want to use every time you go into the dungeon until the end of the game. Then there are mandatory parties. You start using characters you potentially may have never used, and you get soft locked out of beating the final boss, and then you give up, and then you throw the game, and you get pissed off, and you never go back and play it again. That could happen to you.
Wow. Wow. But
Just saying, just saving you ahead of time.
All I'm saying is I'm agreeing with what KJ2294 says. Level everyone.
Okay, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to use my party. I didn't know that I was going to be forced to use a party that they give me at the end of the game when I can no longer grind.
Server
You know what
says.
I mean?
I can see like Final Fantasy X. It's like it's fluid. You can pick whoever you want, whenever you want. You can swap them in and out. But then there's certain battles. It's like these are the these are the water fighters. So
Yeah, you gotta fight with
going
homies in the water.
forward, you be like, I bet. Let me keep them on level pegging just so it doesn't get crazy.
These are my
later
water
in the game.
fighters. These are my air
As opposed
fighters.
to never doing it, then at the very end of the
Never.
game, just like, yo, use this
Never.
character who's level 6. Like, bro.
Never, dude. And then you get to the end of the game and you're like, oh, you got to use these characters. I'm like, yo, wait. Who is that?
Wait. Who
I
is
don't
that?
even
The
know who
person
that
you
is.
neglected the entire game. That's who.
I don't remember if the characters level up on the bench or not. If they do level on the bench,
I doubt it.
it's a very
PS2, they
minuscule
don't level
amount.
on the bench.
Yeah, I don't. He said PS2, they
They don't
don't
level
level
on the bench.
on the bench. Yeah, I don't
Yo,
Absolutely
some
not.
dude, chill out. Chill out. Some dude, chill out.
Oh,
Chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
I don't know,
Oh, man. All right. Man.
y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Y'all ready to talk
get
about
into
what we
this?
talked about?
yeah. Let's just get straight
'Cause
into it.
we'll-
Because this thing,
Yo,
this,
you know what? At the rate we're going, and I'm not complaining. Don't take this as a complaint. But at this rate, we're gonna have a banter episode and say, all right, listen, we'll hit you with the news tomorrow.
Yo,
something.
listen, don't threaten me with a good time because
I'm
can
with
banter
it.
on. I can go on. Like I had a very interesting conversation earlier today, but like,
We've all had interesting conversations today. It
seriously,
seems.
we've been running our mouths today. Running
yeah,
our mouths today.
somebody asked me a crazy question, man, and it got. They was okay. I'm gonna just stop here. I'm gonna just leave it here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm gonna
jeez.
stop here. They was shocked
Mhm.
to find out that they was like they said to me, you're a JRPG fanatic. I'm like, yes, but you like Western RPGs. That doesn't make sense. And I was like,
Whoa,
Bro, what?
that's a whole. See, yo, y'all trying to make this the
Nah.
banter
Yo.
episode? Y'all trying to make this the banter episode? Because
Yo, and I
family,
was
that's
like,
I mean,
that's.
I mean, we can get to this. Like, I feel like we got to touch the Steam Deck at least. But hold up,
Oh, definitely.
fam.
I was trying to explain to the fact that I am not one. I am that rare happy medium, right? Where I don't care if it has menus because I will play that. Like I'll play an old RPG that has menus, but I also am with the times, and I love The Witcher, and I love Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls is my number one series of all
I'm
time.
with the times. Yo, that
I
kills me.
personally,
Bro,
I
I'm with
personally
the
do not-
times.
I'm with the
with the
I
times.
personally don't think there's a better RPG than the Elder Scrolls series. That's me personally. Just the fact that I can literally do what I want when I want and
Yo.
actually role play. There's nothing better to that in an RPG for me.
Yo, I can run up in your house. Listen, in Final Fantasy VII, I run up in your house. I'll touch your cabinets, your bed, your kitchen, and hope that there's some guild there. Yo, I run up in your house in Solitude. Your whole house is empty, furniture and all.
Bro, okay.
And I'm
You know what,
taking it.
even
I'm
beyond
taking it
that,
to the
Reese,
next. Yo,
Reese,
and even
beyond that, you see, beyond that.
Oh, I know
in Final
beyond that.
Fantasy, in any
Oh, here we
RPG,
go.
in
Okay.
any RPG,
Okay.
I run up in your house. I'm searching cabinets, pots, pans, under the bed. I'm taking out your treasure chest, all of that. If I do that in Elder Scrolls, I am to jail, bro. Like they are
I
calling it
am
up.
to
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah, like there's
They call it-
consequences for that type of stuff. You can't just walk into
Yeah.
somebody's house and take their life savings with no consequence, bro. You took
No.
their last healing berries, fam.
Yo, it
and
took
you
them
on,
a
bro.
month to save up for that, and you just took it.
can't even take it to the store because it's hot. It's a
Right.
Yeah,
hot
you can't
item.
It's
take
a
it to
hot
the.
item.
Go to the fencer.
You gotta
Bro,
go to the
like-
fence. Yo,
Like
I
real
love
talk,
it. Okay,
you should be able to
I'm installing
enjoy
Skyrim
whatever
Special
games you
Edition.
like. Like if you like first-person shooters, you therefore can't like third-person. If you like JRPGs, you can't enjoy Western RPGs. That's ridiculous.
Max
I-
says home
I-
invasion is normal on JRPGs. I'm sorry, but
makes no
it's
sense.
so funny because when I was streaming
makes no
Fantasia
sense.
last week, I was like, "Yo, I'm in your house. I'm checking your pockets like, every single time." And I'm like, "Why
I
is
don't
this
know.
so normal in
you could
JRPGs?"
you could just run up in somebody's house and take their whole life savings, and you go up to them, walk to their person, and they'll be like, "Oh, my husband's out for the day, but I'm cooking pasta tonight."
Bro,
Okay,
bro.
You know what?
No, no.
and
What's worse
this is the last thing.
yeah.
This is the last thing
yeah,
because
go
it
ahead.
reminded me. I think it was Final Fantasy VII when you're in the slums. There's a house that you go to, and you go into this little kid's room, and there's 5 gil in there, and there's this note that says like my life or something along those lines, and you took my man's gil. The kid only had 5 gil. You went in my man's bedroom and took it. There's no consequence.
Nothing,
It's
bro.
crazy.
No, like, yo, what's really crazy and why I prefer the Western and the newer things better is that the dialogue changes. Like in one of these in
Ooh.
your
Ooh.
normal JRPG, you walk into
Mhm.
somebody's house, you talk to them. If they don't have anything to do with the story in that moment, they'll say a static statement, like he said, "Oh, my husband's out, and I'm cooking pasta." Then you go to
Mhm.
all the bedrooms, take all their stuff, and then talk to them again. My husband's out, and I'm making pasta.
Mhm.
Try that in the Elder Scrolls or Fallout. I dare you, fam. There's
Nah.
different dialogue, different
Wait, wait,
consequences,
wait.
different. Like that's more of a role playing game to me
Guard.
than the JRPG.
If
But I
my
still love my
husband,
JRPG. Like
yeah.
I'm in the middle. Like I can enjoy all of it. Like it's lit.
And even it depends on whose house you go into, because if you go into somebody's house, they could be like, "Oh, the sorcerer is coming through today. Today is a wild day." But you can walk up at somebody else's house and you go try to talk to them, like, "What are you doing in here? Get out of my house!"
Yeah. Yeah, you
And then
right.
like, if I go talk to that person that told me that the sorcerer was coming, like, all right, cool, the sorcerer is coming for the day. What's up in your cabinet? And I take what's out of your cabinet. You're like, "You sniveling thief, swine, die!"
Guard.
Right. Like some of them will talk to you and be like, put it back. Some of them will just be aggro and fight you. Like
And-
Yeah.
and
some of them will call the guard.
We'll be like, guard. Like, no,
Right.
they're
It's-
calling.
that it's so different. It's so
Different, bro.
different.
And like
KJ. Oh,
No.
go ahead. Go ahead.
like my JRPG aficionados, I love y'all. Like I'm with y'all. But the ones that refuse to touch these games because they're too overwhelming, it's like, bro, like you like overwhelming games though. Like, yo, tactics games and some of these JRPGs, there are a lot. There's a lot of game.
So
It's like, yo, please go check out an Elder Scrolls or Fallout. Like, please.
KJ2294 said, "I do think they need to make a turn-based RPG with dialogue options
Fam,
like that.
as
That
we
would
have been
instantly become
talking
my favorite game."
this
Now-
entire time, I was walking down the street of Solitude and I ran into a guard and then the menu came up. This is all happening in my head as we're talking about it. Kill him, the menu goes away, you back in Solitude doing your thing. I don't think it's that hard.
When I was playing,
It's different, yeah, but
Chrono Trigger, I met an outstanding member named Pilot Whisperer. Shout out to Pilot Whisperer. He's the one I got me to play Xenogears.
mhm.
Shout out to Pilot. So me and Pilot were talking, and we were having this very conversation because I was playing Chrono Trigger and I was running up in people's houses, searching through their cabinets, and I was like, "Yo." Like, and we had the same exact conversation about how I can just run up in their houses, and we was like, "Yo, there needs to be a JRPG that where people are actually reactionary to you just running up in their house
Yeah,
and
bro.
taking their life savings."
I've been screaming
Because,
for that for years. Screaming for
yeah,
it.
it,
Screaming
like
for it.
it needs to be a thing. It needs to happen
Yeah.
because it's been too much of the same. You run up to the person, and sometimes there is optional dialogue options, but it needs to be more than just optional dialogue option. It actually needs to be a reactive and alive world where
That
you
matters. Yeah.
you walk into somebody's house, you take
Consequential
something,
responses.
they react to it, or
Mhm.
you I don't
Right.
know, you like talk to somebody's dog, or you kill somebody's dog by accident or something, and there's
There's
consequences and
consequence.
reactions
Right.
to,
Yeah.
the action that you make in the game,
Yeah.
and just make it JRPG.
like in an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout, like if you do the wrong thing or the wrong action to a certain group of people or a faction or something like that, you get locked out of their shop, or
Yeah.
They didn't
it's
like
on,
that.
or it's on site when they see you, and there might not, and sometimes there's no way to recoup that because you made a firm decision. Like,
Yeah.
that's so good. Like that's role playing. Like that's
Everyone liked that.
That
Like,
faction is gonna hate you for the rest of the game. Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Unless maybe you can build some karma with them if you do something.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
but sometimes that was a firm
Sometimes it's a
choice.
firm decision.
Sometimes there ain't no get back for some of them factions.
I think 7R could have been that, but they went the route of ARPG. Oh, you mean as far as being a reactionary game or a real live game?
I think they could do it with that engine, but not with 7 because it's a story already told.
Yeah, they
know,
would have. It'd have
it's-
to be a new game.
It'd have to be a new
game.
IP. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Skyrim's installed now.
Skyrim
Ooh.
is, dude. I had Skyrim, Oblivion, and Fallout 4. As soon as Xbox announced that,
Well, no, I
But it
didn't.
was
I
coming
didn't
to Game
reinstall
Pass?
it since the It's just the great clean. So, but
And
no,
then
that's
with
on
Quick
there.
Resume, I don't know what to do, bro. I go from stabbing some knights to go to shooting at some rotten skins, and then like it's just too much. Like I got too much with
Some
Quick Resume.
rotten
Yo,
skins.
did you even
They call
forget
me
that you
food
slashed that
spin.
King's Guard in the back? He served you,
Huh?
didn't he?
No, I never loaded that file back up. I'm
Okay, so
scared.
you're gonna forget later, so I ain't even worry about it.
You reminded me. Um, KJ2294 says, I think games like Skyrim Oblivion are too big, especially with the limited amount of time that I have. Bro, I don't think so at
Yeah,
all.
I don't
Not
think so
one
either.
bit. Not one bit.
Not one bit.
And I guess one could call it quote
It needs
unquote
more
too
game.
big if you're the type of person that wants to just
To
do
beeline it?
if you're a completionist, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're gonna spend a very long time trying to complete one of those games. But for me, who I'm not a completionist, but I also very much love exploring, side questing, and just losing myself in the world. Um, I've never done the first mission in that game, and I have like 100 hours in Oblivion,
Bro,
and I just get lost in the game, and I just love it. I'm actually role playing. I'm actually doing what I want to do as the player, and I'm just out there exploring the
yeah.
worlds.
Like I talk about this all the time. Like this is literally I have this conversation all of the time. And it's one of my favorite things to be able to go out into these games, these worlds, and be able to make decisions and feel like I'm role playing and not just playing a part in an already predetermined story. Not saying
Yeah.
that that's bad. Like I like my Bravely Default 2s and things of that, but my preference is definitely a Skyrim or a Wasteland because of that feature. And the main story of Skyrim is 33 hours.
I was about to say that.
Bro,
So
so
KJ said, I don't want to spend 1,000 hours on a game. Bro, if you want to just beat
So
the game,
don't
it's
spend
30
30
hours.
it's
hours.
third, it's
a
literally
regular
it's an
game.
RPG. Like you can make it whatever you want to make it. If you want a completionist, it's 231 hours. If you want a main story, it's 33 hours. Main story in Persona 5 is like 90.
Yeah,
So
those
like
games.
you
is-
can't like
and you don't have no control over what you do in that game. It's like it's 90 hours of you telling me what to do with my life. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like you have some decisions over like social links and things of that nature, but the story's going one way and you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
As opposed to in these games, you can even in
these
that main
games-
story, there's multiple paths you can take in that main
Listen,
story. You can
this
do this
game
click, that click. It's crazy.
It's so
It's
powerful.
crazy.
You can soft lock it. That's how powerful this game is. You can make so many decisions, so many varying decisions that you can prevent yourself from completing the game. It's happened to me twice. New Vegas
KJ2294 says,
and
but the
Skyrim.
game isn't supposed to be a 30-hour game. Games are what you make them. Like
It is.
you spend the time that you have, like you just said, the amount of time that you have with them. So a JRPG that's 32 hours, but has a completionist of 100 hours, you would spend the amount of time on that game that you can afford to it. If you can only do main story, do main story. If you fall in love with it, you complete it. It's the same thing with an Elder Scrolls. It's not meant to be played anyway. It's an RPG. It's meant to be played the way you want to. It's your
Elder
game. It's your
Scrolls.
story.
Elder Scrolls
Yours.
is the most meant to play how you want to play it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I kid you not, J Negative Gaming used to stream Oblivion from the beginning. And I watched a lot of him. I watched him play a lot of it. I tune into a stream one day. He's literally in hell, and I'm like, bro, where are you? Like, what? I've never seen this. Like, what are you doing right now? Are you fighting demons? And like, he was like, oh, I'm in the first gate. What do you mean you've never seen this? I'm like, in the first gate. He's like, yeah, I open Oblivion. I'm like, you open Oblivions? Like, what are you talking? Because I never did the missions. I got out the sewers and I went and lived my best life. Like, I got stuff to do. You know what I mean? So like,
You didn't
You
do
do
enough.
whatever you want in that game, whatever you want. And then when you want to beeline the story, bro,
Yeah.
go beeline the story.
Right.
It is
Like-
literally the story that you are weaving yourself.
Like a Final
Weave.
Fantasy or Persona or Dragon Quest, you're supposed to follow the storyline.
Yeah.
In an
That's
Elder
just-
Scrolls or a Fallout, you ain't supposed to. You do whatever you want.
I follow the storyline when I got time to follow the storyline. Like
And
when
the
Which
I
storyline
evidently is
has
never-
multiple options. You don't have to go one way. It's it's different,
Yeah.
bro. It's
But
It's-
and that's the difference is that like I have the option to go off and veer off and explore the world
Yeah.
and put X amount of hours into exploration or doing side quests or whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas some games that, like, let's say, um whatever, or Persona, even hell, I saw somebody recently tweet out that they just beat Xenogears after 80 hours of gameplay. So
Mm,
I'm going to be spending 80 hours of following this relatively linear, because I don't know how many choices I have, but this linear path of me, I just know I can't go out and just do whatever I want to do. I'm spending 80 hours of a story that they're making me follow.
yeah.
And it's very different from being able to spend 80 hours literally traversing a world and doing whatever I want, and then
Right.
going to the story when I
Right.
want, when I feel like it.
And it's not like the side quests are like fetch quests or like they're deep,
Nice.
engrossed, involving narrative, deep storylines that
It's
sometimes
stories.
you
Yeah.
forget it's not main quest because
Yeah.
it's so well done.
Yeah.
Like Witcher 3, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls, yo, the side quests are main quest worthy. Like
I quest
an
stories themselves.
other games could be made off of those side quests. They're that good.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
no cap, no exaggeration, no, they're that good. Those stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of game.
It's dude, it's a
Like, there's a
lot of
reason
thought.
that I barely completed Oblivion after 300 hours. And
Yeah.
I did not complete Skyrim because I was just too damn engrossed in the other stories.
I've never
Yeah, it's
beaten
lit.
any Elder Scrolls game, but they are my top RPGs of all time. Like, there's nothing better than it for me.
Bro, my favorite, I'll always say this, is the College of Winterfell from Skyrim. That's my favorite side quest of all the side quests. The Winterfell saga. It reminded me of like a more cutthroat. Like Harry Potter. It was sick, man. It was dope. It was dope.
It would
was
be
very,
the
very, very
Dark
dope.
Brotherhood line from Oblivion for me.
From Oblivion. I knew he was gonna say that because that one's good. That one's good.
Boy, it was good.
Witcher is very much more contained than an Elder
Yup.
Scrolls game. It is.
It
It is.
is, but it's
Yep.
But it's
still
still
it's
Western
sprawling.
RPG.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Still
still
Western
way
RPG.
more than
Still
a
good.
all the
Yeah.
other games.
All
Yeah,
of the
it's
mother
still-
games.
It's a Western
Wow.
RPG. Western RPGs in general tend to be have a lot more freedom than a traditional JRPG. Just
Yeah.
simple as that.
Facts.
Western RPGs have a lot more freedom than traditional JRPGs, like
Yep.
Dragon's Dogma, which is another game let me tell you, I love Dragon's Dogma so much. I played that game to the bone, and I got to what I thought was the final boss, but it wasn't. I
Played.
won't tell you what it was, but I got to what I thought was the final boss, and I was like, I don't want to beat this game, and I didn't fight what I thought was the final boss, and I stopped playing the game. That's how I loved Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that was your jam. You was all
Yeah.
about that game. Like you got me into that
You
game.
literally would not stop talking about that game.
I love Dragon's Dogma. One of the best fights. Took me like an hour and a half to beat the dragon under leveled. Like, dude,
Yeah.
dragon in the forest. Everybody if anybody knows Dragon's Dogma, you know about the dragon in the forest. And yeah, man, absolutely love those games. Western RPG, but that's the thing though about me. I can also just turn around and go play like Breath of Fire 1, for instance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can still go do that. So that's why I'm the happy medium. That's why when he was shocked that I was a JRPG fanatic, but also loved Elder Scrolls. I was like, yeah, dude, like because I love them. I love RPGs. I love RPGs.
Yeah.
It's just
I
for
love
me, Elder Scrolls-
RPGs.
Yeah, Elder
Yeah,
Scrolls
like-
trumps all for me.
Oh, yeah. I still need to beat Skyrim.
You see, KJ2294 says, I feel like Elder Scrolls games are too much. I like freedom, but if I can spend 40 hours just wandering doing random stuff that isn't really relevant, then I feel like I wasted time. Well, that's the thing. You said you used the word can. It is not mandatory for you to run around and go do stuff that you quote unquote feel isn't relevant.
Yeah.
So go do the main story. Just beeline main story. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not as open as well, it's very open, but it's not like you're forced to run around and do all these side quests. You are not.
Yeah.
You do what you
And-
want. You literally do what you want.
And it's literally like when you're doing these side quests, again, it's not like you're doing random stuff. Like they're entire storylines.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they're
storylines. You're
whole
solving-
quest lines.
people's like
Yeah.
you're helping people's lives, you're solving, you're like saving towns, you're like
Right. Like it's not
you-
like you go do one side quest that has like like one objective clicker. It's like, nah, you meeting multiple. Each one of these things is like an expedition, bro. It's it's
yeah,
it's lit.
man.
It's lit. It's lit.
It's a lot of games.
It's
And
really
not
lit.
to mention there is their what do I call it? Their gathering system, or like you kill
What?
somebody and you
Uh-huh.
can
Bro.
take the clothes off their back. You
Off
can
their
take
back.
The loot system. Yeah, that's
whatever
the
items
loot
that they
system.
have.
Whatever.
Huh?
That's the loot system.
Their loot. Okay, yeah, their looting
Yeah.
system. You can kill the enemy, take whatever they are having, like literally what they have on their person.
What they have.
If they are wearing goblin helmet, you take the goblin helmet,
You
you see
get
the
goblin helmet.
leave their body, and you can put it on your
Leave
person.
their body.
and it
Dude.
becomes, and you can see it on your person.
Testify, baby. Testify.
Like,
So good. It's so
it's the
good.
best. It is the best.
Yeah, that.
yeah.
Listen, if I
Yeah.
see it in the world, I should be able to interact with it.
And in these
Yeah,
games, they give you that.
And
they
in
give you
these
that.
games,
You
they
can
give you
interact with
that.
it.
If I
They
see
give
it,
you that.
if I see it, I should be able to traverse it. If I see it, I
Bro.
should be able to interact with it. That
If
those are
somebody's-
like the top 2 rules in my book, honestly.
If an NPC says something to you that you don't like, or you feel some type of way, and you're like, man, I'm gonna attack this dude, you have the freedom to do so, and
Yep.
the consequences that come with it. Because you
Yep.
blow homie's head off, that could have been a quest line. Now that quest line is failed. It'll show up on the screen. Quest line failed. 'Cause you
Divinity
get-
is the perfect. Listen, Divinity might be the
Yeah.
perfect game.
Yeah, Divinity
I feel
did a
for
great job
Divinity
with that.
like how Key feels for Iso.
Yeah.
Divinity is
It's
your
not
favorite?
as sprawling because it's still contained to that single storyline, but you have an essence of freedom.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a game. I would love that game.
And
That's
the amount of times I played the game through 3-4 times. It's been different every time. Oh, we killed that person that time. They were gonna have the hot weapon at the end of the game, but you killed them in the beginning, so they're no longer a merchant. Oh, you
crazy.
killed the lady over here that was looking for her dog. That was the supreme being that was gonna grant you the ultimate power. Now that quest line's dead. Yo,
it's crazy.
there's no indication. Once you kill off that person, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yo, the
And
amount of
the amount
work
of
that
freedom
goes into
is
these types
scary.
of games,
It's amazing. That is why I can't wait for
amazing.
Baldur's Gate 3. I can't wait.
man.
I just
It's
updated
Larian,
it.
so I really
It's
hope they do it
Larian,
right.
so I'm
It's-
confident they will do it right.
I am confident as well. I am confident. I will say that I am confident.
And I'm extra curious. Well, we'll say this. I'm very, very curious about what they're gonna do with Starfield and how that's
Yep.
gonna be different from anything else that they've done with Elder Scrolls and Fallout. And I'm extra interested in Elder Scrolls 6 eventually hitting the shelves at some point.
At
in
some
the
point.
future.
You
in the
mean
future.
entering the shells into our systems and probably us never seeing the light of day again? Because
Oh, yeah.
Skyrim, I
I'm
was
calling out
in
of
the
life Elder
house.
Scrolls 6.
I call
Calling out of life.
I call that a work.
Calling
You're
out of
calling
life.
it a life. That's kind of
Out of
crazy.
life.
But
Out of life. Elder
they,
Scrolls 6.
what did they say? They said something like 2024, 2025. They said, right?
Bro, I'm
Starfield?
trying to just put it out of my mind and focus on Starfield. I'm trying.
Oh, you talking
It's
about Elder?
hard.
You talking about?
I'm talking
so
about
sick. No,
6.
He's
Yeah,
talking
I'm not
about-
even thinking
yeah.
about
Don't
that.
talk about
I
Elder
already
Scrolls
have a
6.
game that I gotta
We
wait.
don't think about Elder Scrolls 6 until we get Starfield. Like we
Right.
can't even
That's what I'm
think
saying.
about Elder Scrolls 6
Gotta-
until we
I'm-
get Starfield.
Listen,
Gotta
there's
let
only
it
one
go.
game on my mind right now.
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. And that's 2 years
Mm.
around, give or take. So
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
if they flop that game, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be
Perfect Dark.
I might be madder than you, Key. You be getting passionate about things. And I appreciate when you get passionate about these things. But I might get madder than you if they bork this game.
Perfect Dark.
Yes. Because they already messed
What?
up once. Perfect Dark 0. But it wasn't the same team, so that's not really fair to say they messed up once.
Question for you though. Why you say you might get madder than me? What I ain't get
Listen.
mad.
No, when you get passionate
Oh,
about
when I get-
particular
Hold on.
subjects, yes.
I got you. I
I'm
got you,
listening.
Reese. Key, how do you feel about the cast of Borderlands.
Oh boy, why you got to bring that up? See, I knew you.
Listen, that's pretty high on your list, right?
Kevin Hart playing Roland.
That's
Don't
pretty
get me
high on your list,
started.
right?
All right, so
Don't
let's
get me
transfer.
started.
Let's transfer that same energy
Mhm.
to
Okay, I
Reese.
got you.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
big. That's
you. I
big.
got
Yes.
You got
Okay.
this 80-year-old woman playing tennis, bro. Tennis is 26. 26. But okay. But never mind. But I'm gonna just
I
never
didn't want to
mind
bring
that.
it up. I didn't want to bring. Yo,
I'm gonna never mind
that
that.
cast.
Oh.
Yo,
Y'all want to talk
and
about the Steam
watch
Deck because the Steam Deck is coming out.
and watch
Yes.
that movie
Yes,
be flames.
hold on.
But yes,
Before we touch that, I gotta respond to one more person in the chat.
What
So
happened?
Ego Soaring over Lake River says, I have zero faith in Bethesda these days because Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are games that exist.
ooh,
And
wait.
with
Fallout
that-
4 was good.
Fallout 4, that's my favorite. That's my
Fallout
favorite
4
one.
was good.
How
Fallout
Bethesda?
76, yes,
76.
the roughest of beginnings. I purchased the Tricentennial Edition, $100, just to put that out
Trash.
there.
You know what I think?
And even though I had fun with the people I was playing with, the game was bad. The game was bad. The game was bad.
I did have fun with Fallout 76 initially. Like it was cool. Like I felt like it could have been a hell of a lot better. It was all right.
And
it was mid.
apparently it is.
But I think, you know what I think? I think Elder Scrolls or Bethesda, Bethesda. ESO might be like an amazing game. I think. I don't know because I don't play it.
Mhm.
But I think they should focus on offline. You know how like Sony
Yeah.
got out of the handhelds?
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's
Yeah,
what
the guy wasn't
you know
their
what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't their
Yeah.
lane. And I just
Yeah.
feel as though, like, as much as I would love an online Elder Scrolls game, you can't give me the Elder Scrolls experience that I can get from the offline because it doesn't equate, it doesn't compute. I can't just kill off a character and take their
Exactly.
thing, and
Exactly.
because I could kill a quest line for a million other people on the server. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't equate. It doesn't compute. So
I don't
just
see
think they
that
should
being an
focus
issue.
on-
I don't see why they couldn't do that.
No, you can,
Huh?
but
I don't see why they
don't-
couldn't do that. Let's say, for
But-
example, real
Yeah.
quick, B, when I'm playing with B, he's way back in the story in Final Fantasy 14 than I am. But so
Mhm.
when I follow him around in quests, he sees the NPCs that I don't. The NPC's not standing there. If
no,
he can
it's not. Yeah, go ahead.
and he can say he could X him off right there. That doesn't affect me. I already went and did the storyline. You killed him off. You can't progress with the storyline.
Right. So what he's saying is, and I kind of agree with Key on this, is that it takes away from what this experience of a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls is. That ultimate freedom. It's like a great value MMO with a Fallout skin on it or Elder Scrolls skin on it, but you can't do Elder Scrolls and Fallout things that like you can't really do them. So why not do it as a completely different IP? Like with Deathloop, it's its own thing. Had that had a Fallout label on it, you'd expect certain things from it. But it's Deathloop. It's its own thing. It's its
I
own
got it.
story. It's its own swag.
New IP,
Cool,
I
cool,
suppose.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they could do an online MMO. It just don't use those because they don't translate as well. I mean, those games do well now, but 76 on launch was a 2 out of 10.
It
a
was
1 out of 5. It was
quite
horrible.
the
It was
show.
a pile of junk.
So
It was a pile of
Eagle
junk.
Soaring over Lake River. What I'm curious to know is that because I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, like me personally, I don't like when somebody just says, I don't like this game. It's trash. I would like to know why you don't
Yeah.
like the game. You said you profoundly dislike Fallout 4. It's a decently fun action game with very light RPG elements, but it's a trash Fallout game. What makes it a trash Fallout game? That leads me to
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah, we definitely got to hear some of that. And I get the Skyrim. Some people like Oblivion over Skyrim or Skyrim over Oblivion, whatever. But those are two phenomenal games, period.
Yeah, they're
Point
both
blank.
great. Like I love
Both of
Skyrim
them.
as well.
Both of
Yeah.
them.
Both of 'em.
If
Both of 'em.
Oblivion is 100 and Skyrim's like a 90, 95.
That's exactly what I said.
Right,
That is
like, yeah.
exactly what I said.
Like I
Yeah.
love Skyrim too. I can play Skyrim all day.
Yeah.
I could play Oblivion all day. But we're talking
But,
about all these games and the Steam Deck that we would potentially be playing it on soon. Well,
Bro,
I don't know about y'all because I reserved mine.
can we talk about this thing? Like,
Yes.
can we? Whoa! You just dropped nuggets like that? You already reserved one,
I reserved it too.
bro? I'm not
It's-
gonna hold you. I was gonna talk to y'all to see if y'all was gonna reserve one because I'm like, this is everything I want the Switch to be, bro.
Yeah. The
Is
only
it
thing
though?
it's hefty.
Bro,
So here's the
Is it
thing. Here's
though?
my thing with it.
is the
Is
Okay.
that
price hefty?
The
huh?
price
It
is
takes
hefty.
so it's hefty. Now it takes your entire Steam library and like Reese
Library?
very the
Yeah,
library.
The
the
library.
library.
Reese
Okay.
very
Come
much
on, bro.
warrants getting the because there's three sizes. There's a 64 gig, the 256 gig, and then the
Yeah.
512 gig.
But this SD card slot.
Right, but but the thing is, load time. So if you don't got like the hot SD, I don't know because with the 512 and the 256, you're getting NVMe
Yes.
say drives.
Yep.
So you're getting those super speedy load times. So with the micro SD, I don't know, like you're not gonna get the same load time power using the SD.
Oh yeah, no,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no.
That is
You know what I
that's
mean?
It'll
another
load. It'll load like your Switch.
Yeah. So like
probably not. It still could be because we don't know the
I think
controllers
it'll
that
still
are
be
being used.
faster.
It could be marginally faster.
Well,
It could be.
it's got a much stronger processor.
That doesn't
Like,
dictate the speed
thing
from
is-
that doesn't dictate the data transfer from the bus. So
True,
you
true,
can have
true,
the
true,
strongest processor if you want. It can't transfer faster than the lane it's given.
True that.
All right, so Eagle soaring over Lake River actually did get back to Key in this response. Fallout 4 eschews what makes Fallout Fallout. The dialogue system was stripped to the studs. The storyline is very linear in the sense that when compared to games like Fallout New Vegas, where there's so many branching story paths and so many things that impact the ending, Fallout 4 locks into 1 or 3 or 4 set story paths, and that's it. They ripped out the RPG elements that made the earlier Fallouts great to focus on combat.
they ripped out the RPG elements. How do they rip out RPG elements? As far as I know, it was-
Bro. Yeah,
it's
like
the
comparing
same
it to
concept.
Fallout 3, there's more you can do in Fallout 4 than you can do in Fallout 3.
yeah, it's
But
the
I'm about to
same-
pull
it's
up
the
my
same,
Fallout file because I don't even remember.
It's the same RPG elements. You kill somebody, you get EXP. You can put it towards the You can put it towards your what is it? What is it? Spell? No, what does it spell out?
Special.
Special. You can put it towards special, and that in turn you can level up different subsections to
Yeah.
get different skills and
Holy
things like that.
crap! I put 350 hours
Yeah.
into Fallout 4.
And then they had
Wow.
the little, like, the way they did the grid on how you can get the skills. You have
Yeah,
to like
different skills you have to follow, which is a quality of life thing because previously you
Yeah.
kind of had to. I literally had calculations about what I was
Right.
gonna put and where so I can get certain things when I leveled up.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they ripped out the role playing aspect.
I honestly can't answer to a lot of because
I've
I
never
don't
beat
remember a
Fallout
lot.
4,
Yeah.
so
I
I
did,
don't have.
but I don't
can't
remember like
speak
that.
on that. But as far as I know, bro, it's literally it's the same. Except the only thing I will say about Fallout 4, it is not my favorite. I like New Vegas more than Fallout 4,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
only because I don't like something seems different about Fallout 4 where it doesn't have the same charm, I guess, as New Vegas. But like that's it. It's not actually. It feels like the same game. It just doesn't have that same like.
I think he means actually being able to affect the story. Well, I mean, in Fallout 3, when you get to the end, there's only a couple things you can do.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have
a
like
couple of options.
3 options at most.
The same thing in 4. You have a couple of options. Like you can
Probably
do
in probably in 4
you
you
can-
have more options. To be honest with you, now that I'm thinking
And I never
about
beat
it,
this.
right. And based on things that you do in some of the side quests. So when did I say anything about 3?
Well,
So
if
you
you're gonna,
said-
you can't say they ripped out the Fallout. What makes
Right.
Fallout Fallout without talking about all Fallouts? You can't only compare it to
Right.
one
You
Fallout
can't compare
because
it to one Fallout and
not
say
one
this is Fallout and they took away from this one without including
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, you have to talk about all Fallouts if you're gonna say something about what makes Fallout being Fallout.
Yeah. I'm comparing it to 1, 2, and New Vegas.
Oh, I've never played.
I dislike Bethesda Fallouts.
Okay.
oh,
Then that's
Okay.
a personal preference.
Yeah, I've never played 1 and 2, so I have no say in that. I've no. I can't-
Yeah.
did I play
Yeah.
2?
I've only
There
played
was an older one that I
3
played. I gotta see.
I've only played 3 through New Vegas, and I like all of them. They're all great to me.
See,
My
so
favorite is 4,
Hmm.
but
KJ2294 says, I don't have Steam games like that. I got the 256. I don't mind deleting stuff after I'm done with them. That's the thing. That's what I was saying before I got sidetracked by Eagle, is that Reese has a plethora of Steam games that he's downloaded,
yeah.
purchased, whatever the case. I don't have too many. But the thing
Oh, I can give out
is,
Steam. I could change that real quick. I got Steam keys for days.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's all
The
I'm
thing
saying.
is, but with the 512, you
Mhm.
get the what with the other ones, you get the carrying case, right?
Yep. So you
But
get the
with the
carrying case for the
512,
64. Yep. Well, we might as well just say what they all get, right?
well, wait, but really quick though, I
Okay.
just want to
Yep.
say
Yep.
what you
Yep.
get with the 512. Because everything else gets the carrying case, but with the
Mhm.
512, you get the exclusive carrying case.
Oh, excuse me.
It's different wording. It's the exclusive carrying
And
case.
you get the anti-glare etched
I was just
glass
about that was the
screen.
next thing I was saying. The
Oh, very
premium
important.
anti-glare etched glass, and you get a virtual keyboard.
I just yep. Go ahead.
So it's like you get extra stuff if you get. It's kind of my FOMO hitting me, really, man. It's
Yeah,
kind of my FOMO.
there's a lot of differences between. I just noticed this actually. So for 4, you can reserve it, I believe, for $5 right now if you go into your Steam account.
Yeah,
it's
on Steam,
it's
you
the
can
it's the
reserve it for
banner
$5.
right there at the top. Be like reserve now. So for
Yeah.
$400, you get a Steam Deck, 64 GB eMMC memory, which is rather interesting. So that means if you get this one, that's it. You got 64 baked on the board. You're gonna have to get micro SD if you want to expand the storage.
Yeah,
Right.
For $529, you get 256 gigs, but it's an NVMe, which I'm gonna assume is interchangeable. And it says faster storage.
They didn't say that.
They
During
didn't
the video.
specify. I'm gonna assume
They didn't say
it
that.
is because it's
I'm not.
NVMe.
I'm not assuming that.
see,
I'm not
this
doing
is
that.
what I
Listen,
don't understand
okay.
right here,
Okay.
is that the NVMe for the 256, it said the quote unquote faster storage.
Faster storage. Got the
And
carrying
then for the
case.
512
It
NVMe
says
SSD, the
fastest.
fastest.
Okay, so
What-
no, there may be an explanation for that. So let's say for again, $529, you get 256 with the faster storage, the carry case, in an exclusive Steam community profile bundle.
Yep.
$650, you get a 512 with the fastest storage. So let's just imagine there are Samsung drives in these things. So in the 256 is probably a 970 Evo, and in the 512 it's a 970 Pro.
Right.
Faster transfer
Okay,
rates, all that
okay.
stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Got
It's probably something
Where
like
I
that.
slightly- Yep. Yep. Because that's what we have. We have like one of my drives is slower than the other one by a couple
Yeah.
of by a couple of numbers, because so maybe they did the same thing here.
It's quite possible.
Well,
the only way
It's
we'll know.
it's very possible because this thing is a PC, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even get to that part. This is a legit PC. That's another reason why I said I believe the NVMe is interchangeable. What PC, aside from Apple, where you can't change your internal?
True.
So faster storage, premium anti-glare edge glass, the exclusive carrying case, the exclusive Steam community profile bundle, and exclusive virtual keyboard theme.
Which I don't care for, because
Yeah,
there's
I don't
gonna be
care
a
about all that.
1,000 themes, 1,000. Yo, this thing is cool. Yo,
Yeah,
I watched the video. I was blown away by this thing. It's sick.
So everyone else, Microsoft has partnered with AMD to power the Xbox consoles. Sony has partnered with AMD to power the PlayStation consoles. Now Valve has partnered with AMD to create Steam Deck's custom APU. So it's based on the Zen 2, which is previous gen.
Yeah, they said that this
that's-
thing is comparable in power to a PS4 or an Xbox One,
Which is fine by me. This in your hand.
which is stronger than your Switch. So sign me up.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. It could actually play those games. They don't have to dumb it down to
Yep.
be able to play
Bro.
games.
So
Yeah.
once you log into it, it says your entire Steam library shows up, just like any other PC. I'm gonna assume that this has to have I did not watch the video. I'm assuming it's gonna have like a cellular radio in it, because how else would you, unless it does a cellular radio to stream and store them at the same time. And y'all two were harping on about the Switch, and it's really funny because the third point that they wanted to make was to control it with comfort. And they have an image of the joystick
Yeah, the
moving
joystick, yeah.
around. And then there was another, it's kind of a play on, you won't suffer from Switch drift on our platform.
Yeah, well, they put in extra work to make sure that their control because they have to.
They
They
have
put in
to.
extra work to make sure that their controllers have the least likeliness of getting drift, but they
Mm-hmm.
literally have to. They have to have the best technology that goes into making joysticks because it's attached. You can't detach it. I can't buy another controller or anything
Yep.
like that. Once I get drift or once anything goes wrong with those buttons,
That's it.
it's a wrap. I need to send it back in, have my warranty or something because I'm gonna
Right.
need another one. I can't just go buy new Joy Cons or something. They
Question:
Right.
need to have the best technology.
we all had
Mm-hmm.
PSPs, right?
I had a PSP.
Did that
Do I
Very
stick?
remember having
briefly.
drift?
Very briefly, I have one.
Even though that joystick sucked, it was terrible. Did it have drift? I don't think it did.
I don't recall having drift.
I don't think it did because they used a different thing. It's not like the
Yeah,
regular
it's not
controllers.
like it doesn't have. It
Yeah,
had.
it was
It's
weird.
like a
See, I didn't like
pad.
the analog.
I
It was
didn't like it
horrible.
at all. But
It was
I
weird.
mean,
Horrible.
we didn't get
Yeah.
drift. So that I was
True.
like, hold
So-
on, because I'm trying to think.
I-
Like, there have been multiple handhelds with built-in
Yeah.
analogs, but we're only very recently hearing about drift at scale.
See, I want to say this. I think I think it's funny that they're talking about comfort because for me, when I saw the Steam Deck, which is not to get confused with Stream Deck, it is
Yeah,
called
Right.
a
Steam
Deck.
Deck.
Steam
The
Deck.
Valve
When I-
Steam Deck.
When I saw the Steam Deck, I thought it looked kind of uncomfortable because you have
Yep.
the buttons, you have the directional pad directly behind the analog on both sides on top of the
On the
on
topmost
top of
corners of the console.
the top corners
It-
of the console.
It's a horizontal line, so everything is on one horizontal plane.
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
have the D-pad, and
So-
then your left analog,
So,
and then
yep,
Yep.
this
the
is here.
screen, and then the right side you have
Screen.
an analog, and then the face buttons.
Yeah, so
It's literally in a
basically,
horizontal
yeah,
line.
look at your DualShock 4 or your whatever controller you have. Move the analogs next to everything on a plane, and that's it.
Yeah,
It does
it's
look
on it.
uncomfortable.
It looks uncomfortable.
It
And
looks
I was looking, I was like,
uncomfortable.
oh,
Yeah.
how is that gonna work?
But when
But
you see it
then-
in hands,
And well, just watching the videos of
Mhm.
and the hearing the person who was using it, he was saying because he thought the same thing. He's like, it looks. He's like, it threw me off. It looked like it was going to be uncomfortable. He's like, but once you play it, he's like, everything's where it's supposed to be. It's like night and day. Like you won't notice the difference.
Really? See, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. I don't
yeah,
know,
I
man.
I
I
have
don't
to
know how I feel
hold
about
that.
honestly, because
Yeah.
the Switch isn't it's not heavy. The Switch is it's
The Switch
light.
is
What is it,
yeah, it's
like 3
relatively.
pounds or something like that. The Steam Deck is 50% heavier than the Switch.
Fam,
And
the Switch is 2/3 of a pound. And it's-
2/3 of a pound.
So
Wow.
it's 0.66 without Joy-Cons, 0.88 with Joy-Cons.
So now I'm trying to imagine me with just my hands at the top of my Switch at all times, and it
Oh,
just
boy,
seems
it's so
really
weird.
man.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna have buttons on the sides. I don't know. It just seems very.
But the thing
very
is,
weird.
you won't use the D-pad and the analog at the same time.
Never.
No,
ever.
not at all. Not at all.
So,
But it's
so
just
really,
the being at the top thing. I think are my
yeah,
hands
that's
gonna
what
get
I'm
in the way
saying.
of the
Like everything
screen?
is at the
Uh,
top. Like
yeah.
with one, like let's say I'm trying because in a lot of games you use the analog to control the character, and then you use the other analog to control the camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on the Switch, one is at the top, one is at the bottom. So I'm gonna be moving around like that, and it's very comfortable to have one of my hands kind of like angled at the top, one at the bottom, versus me
Yeah.
trying to do that with both of my hands at the top, and it's just gonna. I feel like it's just gonna be very
Man,
weird.
you're gonna be holding your entire console
with
the
your
whole
entire
time.
thing at the top of your thumbs, at the top of your. There's no way to hold it. It's gonna be floating. I don't know. It just seems very off and very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things that you look at and you're like, I need to touch it because anyone can tell you anything, but it's like, I need to experience it for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Just
wish
look
they
at it,
did?
I don't
What
have
I-
it in hand.
What I
wish-
do really like about it is that every button, just like on your PC, is customizable. You can change so it has the 4, like your normal triggers and bumpers, but it also has 4 additional back buttons, like a pro controller or like a elite esports controller, and everything is customizable. So you can make any button be anything. And it has 2 precision trackpads beneath the
Yeah, I saw
analog.
I was
that.
about to say,
No.
I wish they swapped the trackpad and
That would have been nice.
Joy Edition, the joystick
Yeah.
placement.
The joystick.
Also,
Yeah.
I like how they combined the button scheme. So they're using ABXY for the face buttons, but L and R for the L1, R1, L2, R2 for the top buttons.
Yeah.
Whoa. And R3, R4.
And R3, R4. It's getting a little crazy.
Yo, it's lit. It's
Wait,
lit, dude.
So I wonder if the
It's called Steam Input.
I wonder if the analogs are pressable. That's curious now.
Yeah. Huh. Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. This thing doesn't need any more moving parts.
They also said that it has an internal gyro system, and that the trackpads and the analogs are capacitive, so they know when you're touching them. So they're super responsive to make it feel like a mouse. They're like, we want you to have a mouse while you play this thing.
Oh,
and
what they
so
did
that way you
was
can play FPS and things like that. I thought that was cool. Like, they're really trying to make this thing a PC.
They took the technology from the Steam controller and put it there, because I owned one of those. So it's those two giant pads on the where the button and that, and it was really tactile. So I would use the right one as a mouse, and as I was dragging my thumb along, I felt every little it was haptic. So I felt every little movement, and it registered on the PC. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. It also has a dock, which unfortunately is sold separately.
Yeah, it's still being devved. It's not even done. The dock that you see in the video is just one that they grabbed off Amazon or something like that.
Yeah, so the dock that's in the image on their site, which is a render currently, it looks like there's line out display port HDMI. So there's two ports for monitors, USB-C, Ethernet, and 3 USB-C, I'm assuming. So that's essentially a dock for a laptop,
bro,
or a small machine. It's a PC.
It's powered by USB-C, and you can literally do whatever you want with this thing. You're not locked into the Steam OS, so you can wipe it.
Oh yeah, you can
put
wipe
Windows on
and
it.
install Windows on it.
You can do whatever, and you're not locked into Steam. If you want to download the Epic Games and stuff, any storefront, all of it, it's all available. It has a browser, so you can tab out in the middle of games to go check your Facebook, whatever you do on your browser. Like, it's so sick.
It's a portable PC.
I didn't think it was going to be this late, because this reminds me of this is not their first foray into this.
No, it's not. Yeah. They had a failed experiment.
If anyone out there remembers the Steam Machine, which I also put a pre-order on because I was amped. This was Steam's first attempt at making a PC. It was like a legit PC. Imagine one of those little Alienware boxes, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then their old Steam controller. And it flopped hard.
Yeah, it did.
What they did...
You said, I wonder how many people would rather get a proper controller for the Steam Deck, especially if people struggle with control size or want to play it on a big screen. This might be a game changer.
That's
for
the
console.
Other thing.
It might be a game changer for console. Only players who can't afford a PC. Like, the Steam Deck has a curved back, but I feel like it'll be more used on dock rather than hand, unless you play from bed, because imagine stream life.
Fam, you could probably stream from this thing.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
No,
I recently found
You can.
It says, it says something streaming.
It'll struggle a little bit, but you could probably stream from this thing.
I recently found out that there is a lot more individuals out there that strictly play their Switch docked than not, and I'm just like, I'm perplexed. I'm astounded by this
Why?
knowledge that I found out.
Why?
Well, because I mean, the whole point of it is the fact that you can take it wherever you want. It's a console where you can dock it or take it wherever you want. To leave it docked just seems so crazy to me.
It was soaring over Lake River. I rarely use my Switch in handheld.
Yeah,
and that's
I only use my Switch in handheld if I'm traveling. If I'm home, that thing's on the dock on the TV. If I'm gonna use it,
I take my Switch with me to the bathroom, like, bro.
Well,
I take mine. Like, sometimes if I'm like going out, like sometimes I take it with me too. Still,
yeah.
Like, I don't even like so I stream full time, right? So I'm always at my desk. I don't want to be at my desk when I don't have to be at my desk. So I'll take my Switch, and my couch is right behind me, and I'll lay on my couch with my balcony door, and I'll just lay on my couch and play it there. I'd use my Switch in handheld.
How you got it set up right now? You got the TV right across the way, so you could just dip it in the dock, Get the Joy-Cons and you
I
get
don't
to
want
go.
to do that. I just lay on my back and I just be chilling on my Switch,
Yeah.
just
No,
as
respect.
is.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Like,
if I'm playing like an RP, like it depends on the game. If I'm playing Smash Brothers, I got to be on the TV.
Oh,
that's
no, I
gotta be
gotta
on
be
the
on
TV.
the
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's gotta be on
but
TV.
if
Yeah,
I'm playing just like Bravely Default 2, just
Yeah.
lamping, then I can lay in bed and do that. But
yeah.
but like if I'm playing something like High Octane, or if I'm playing like like when I played Legend of Zelda, I played a lot of it docked. Play a lot of it docked.
Yeah, see,
A lot of
nah,
it
for
docked.
me, if it's gonna, especially if it's a one player game, yeah, I'm like, I'm not. It's not docked for me. It's
Yeah.
always I play my Switch is like always not docked.
Yeah, but
That's why it's
the
always
cool
dead.
versatility of these things, like the
Yeah.
Switch and the Steam Deck, is like you can just hook. I mean, the Steam Deck, you can hook it up to anything. It's you can use it as a monitor.
It's a
pretty much
PC.
anything. It's a PC, y'all. This thing is crazy what they're doing with this thing. I'm so impressed by it. There's a lot of stuff I like about it.
And I think the pricing is reasonable.
I think so too. For
Very
the-
expensive.
the-
My only beef is whether should I get the 256 or the 512. I don't know. Like,
Again, I'm assuming this. I'm gonna say it. I'm assuming this. This with it
Yeah.
being a PC and all that stuff. The drive that it the NVMe drive is interchangeable. Just like how
you think it's gonna, you can just crack the back open and just change it.
I mean, it doesn't look. I'm looking at the video. It doesn't look like you can crack it open, but
no, it
But
has 4
those-
screw slots in the back. You can open it.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, oh, 8 screws, 8
Bro,
slots in the
I
back.
did my research
Did you
on this
research?
thing,
Listen,
bro. This thing is lit.
swap it.
Yeah.
Swap it. Get the 256 swap.
Thing is
Yeah,
lit.
it's not guaranteed that you can just swap though.
Right.
It's not.
It's not guaranteed that it is supported that you swap, but get the
You can-
256 swap.
You can hook up any peripheral to it. So any controller, headset, keyboard,
Listen,
whatever.
if
can
it got
hook it all up to
USB-C,
it.
you can probably hook anything up to it.
You can hook it all up to it. This thing, yo.
You can probably
Oh,
put
man.
this thing on the dock.
I mean,
So if you don't like the controller, you can hook another one up to it.
Done.
Yeah,
Problem
It's
solved.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
yeah. So I have the 512
Okay.
reserved. I don't know.
I reserved the
Ow.
64.
You reserved the 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I should go. I feel like I should probably go down to 256 because I don't have too many Steam games. But hey, maybe
Listen, I have
That's another
games.
thing.
I have games on there that'll go way past that storage. So that 64 is automatically disqualified for me.
That's another thing, Key. I think you were just going there now before Reese jumped in there. Was if you're not well versed in Steam and you get this thing, it's like the way that they set it up, they wanted it to look like these modern stores and all these things that you see on the Switch and the PlayStation and the Xbox to get you into the universe. You know what I mean? Into the Steam verse. So it's like if you don't have any Steam games or you don't have many, this is a way in without having
Nah,
to
I
buy a
see.
high-end PC.
yeah, get more Steam. Get some.
They should have
more
started
Steam
at
games.
128, honestly. Because
They
you got
should've.
you got look,
the
and here's another
64
thing:
is
64 minus operating space. If you do
Right.
wipe this and put Windows on it, you already lost 40 gigs.
Right,
Windows
but
40
it's
gig?
also it's a PC. It's whatever you want to use it for.
Or you
So,
can
like,
buy it and
I would use it for like travel.
listen.
Would be my main reason to use this thing.
If
So I
you-
put a couple of games on it that I want to have when I go, and I'm cool.
I
Dude,
understand. I
fact that
wouldn't.
does this have, I don't. Does this have Wi-Fi in it?
Yeah,
If this does have Wi-Fi
Yeah.
in it, throw it away. Again,
Yeah.
We can just, bro. I can just lay on my couch and we can just play 7 Days to Die.
It's
I'm just laying
crazy.
back,
it's
playing
crazy.
7 Days
that's
to Die on-
64.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I
Like you
wouldn't
guys have
install Windows on
convinced
that
me
thing.
to get the 256. Just sitting here having this conversation because
There you go. I was about to give you
like-
another reason too.
Tarkov, right? You can throw Tarkov up real quick and run it.
Exactly. We could just play Tarkov.
Like, yo, this thing is different. Yo, the possibilities are crazy with this thing.
I'm thinking like, dude, oh man. So KJ2294 says the question I have, and this could just be ignorance, but will I have to be able to play if I
Well-
can't phone home on wait?
Will
Will
I be
I
able to play if I can't phone home to Steam? Does it require an internet connection?
Oh,
So
dude,
for like
oh,
call
you
for like phone
access-
home for licensing and things like that to make sure no one else is using your account or something like that.
that type
Wait.
of technology is beyond me.
Wait, what are we saying?
So KJ229 was asking if an internet connection was always required. for like phone home.
Oh, just to be on your Steam account and things, right?
Yeah, so be like, oh, I'm out in the woods and I ain't got no internet out here. Can I still play a game?
Can I still play
Ooh, that is a good
offline
question.
games that are installed, right?
Yeah.
Offline
And
games.
I'm gonna base this off of my current experience with Steam being in offline mode. If it's installed, play it.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
play
right,
it.
right.
Because
Yeah.
that's actually
It
how I
says-
get around.
yeah, people are saying it's a full desktop PC.
It's a full
if the game is downloaded, you can certainly play it offline if it's an offline game. You can just run it. It's a
you can
PC.
play it
Question,
offline.
question answered.
Yep.
You just have to have it installed. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yo, this thing's dope. Yo, this thing's cool.
Now,
I just don't know if I want 512 or 256. Like, is it worth the extra $130? $120.
$120.
256 for me. That's the cap for me. That's the cap. Because I'm not like, man, and that's already more than my PS5. You know what I mean? I feel weird
Yeah.
about spending more on a handheld than
your
especially
PS5.
like I already have my phone. You know what I
this
mean?
will answer your
So-
question.
What's
How
up?
big? Let me see if I can find out how big GTA 4 is.
How big is GTA 4? Well, I have GTA 4 on my Xbox, so I don't need it. Although I would like to lay on my couch. and
See,
play
I'm trying to tell
But
you
I
something.
can't. Can I transfer my data? Because I'm already.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, I can't transfer my data, so I wouldn't play GTA 4.
Well, I'm just using that as a reference because it's a bigger game.
But yeah, so Squishy, although made a comment, didn't necessarily ask the question I'm gonna ask, but it made me think of it. Do you guys think that this thing will kill off the Switch, or is it its own
No.
category?
This is
I
its
know.
own
I think
thing.
it's gonna be in that market because it is a handheld, so people are gonna do that comparison and do that. But
Mhm.
this is definitely more of like a upperclassman purchase. You know what I mean? Like I don't see parents running to stores holiday season and picking this
Right.
over the Switch. But
No, like
it's
yeah,
definitely gonna. I think it's gonna do decent though. I don't think it's gonna destroy. It's not gonna take the place of the Switch. Nah, because you can get a Switch for 300 to 350. And this thing
Nintendo
starts off at
is
400. So.
entrenched in the mobile space, mobile gaming
Also, just
space.
in case anybody's curious, the when this was first launched, when you was first able to because it's $5, when you first able to reserve it,
Yeah.
the Steam site was not shut down, but it was broken. So many people tried to reserve it at once. And a lot of people tried to get a double reserve, and they didn't want resellers to try and get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
try and get
actually like
multiples.
how they're doing this.
Yeah, and then you have to have had your Steam account for X amount of time before you can reserve this. So you didn't just make a new account and reserve.
Yep, they did a good
yeah,
job
look,
to mitigate that.
So how does the reservation work? So when you submit a reservation, you will be put into a queue. Once inventory is available, you will be emailed in the order the reservations were made. That's good. How many Steam Decks can I reserve? One per customer, and you have to use your account so they're gonna know whether or not you're trying to buy more than one. And are there any restrictions on users that can reserve the Steam Deck? Your Steam account must be in a valid country. Additionally, for the first 48 hours of reservation, your account must be in good standing, and you must have made a purchase on Steam prior to June of this year.
Prior to June of this year.
So if you created a Steam account in July,
just to get this thing,
that's your business.
I just did the reservation. You can't, you can only reserve one per customer.
Yeah.
Literally, I had the 64 one reserved. I had to go in, cancel that to do the reservation for the other one.
Because the next one, can I change which Steam Deck I purchased? The one you pre-ordered is the one you have to get. So
that's it.
If they have 64s in stock and there was a 256, you can't get it.
So yeah, like I said, I don't know if I want 256 or the 512. I might just go 256.
You're gonna get the 256.
What I did notice is that we all think this is a purchase.
Yeah. I definitely want to try.
I reserved it.
It's cool. This is. We always talk about the forward technology and things
I'm a proponent of forward technology. I tell you this all the time. Fam, I bought what did I Kickstarter. The X screen thing we was talking about last week. I don't need that,
Yeah.
but it's a progression in technology. So I'm
Yeah,
like, let me
That,
just
that glare glass though. That glare
the
glass is
anti-glare
kind of
glass. Yep.
enticing.
they got Key right now. They got him, bro. They got him.
That glare
So
glass though,
Eagle
man.
soaring over Lake River. This isn't a purchase for me. Seems like a glorified handheld laptop to me. No, you're basically right, and that's
No, you're
funny
right.
It is.
because I just bought a gaming laptop for about this same price, and they have basically the same specs. Obviously, it's a whole laptop. It's a 15-inch screen instead of whatever the size of this screen is. But they both have 512 gigs of RAM. Wow, 510 gigs of storage. Her laptop's 8 gigs. I don't
get 64 gigs, and you talking about 512
listen.
gigs of RAM.
You running a server farm if you got that.
Oh man,
What is the Steam Deck RAM? I don't think I came across that point.
yo, the chat is saying save Key. The glare glass isn't worth it.
Bro, as he's going nutty right now, they got him.
You
Yo,
literally
Valve got
falling
him.
into their
256.
trap. Do not do it.
Yo, you
I don't
get
think
all
it
that
told
cool
us
stuff.
how much RAM was in the
But-
thing.
It really is like really cool. Like it's a cool piece of tech. Like you don't.
Yeah,
It's definitely not needed. Like, but
Oh,
if
16.
if you want a handheld that goes a little deeper than your Switch in terms of technology, this is the thing. This
Okay,
thing's cool.
so this thing, the 512 that I reserved and the laptop I purchased were both $650. This thing has 16 gigs of RAM. That laptop only has 8.
that thing has more gigs of RAM than your. That's kind of
Then the laptop, yeah.
It's got 16 gigs of RAM.
16 gigs of RAM versus
My PC right now has 16 gigs. I'm about to upgrade to 32, but it's crazy. Crazy. Like, yo, you can just download Discord, install your Discord, pop in with your friends, play your games, all good. You guys can be
T-Mobile
playing-
is about to hate me because it's about to be on permanent tether mode. My phone's about to be on permanent tether mode with this thing hooked up to it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm about to get the. I just canceled. I'm about to get the 256.
Oh, snap.
Oh, okay.
Got him. See? Wait,
I'm
you were
sad,
doing the
bro.
64 too? You know, see, I saved both of y'all.
No. He was doing the 512.
Oh no, you don't need the 512.
You getting the 512?
You getting the 512?
I also have almost 1,200 games in my Steam library, so I will easily utilize that.
All right, hard to argue with that. Man has
Oh,
1,100
man.
games. In
Listen,
I
and you
just
know what's
want the
funny?
cool
Yo, Key,
one,
you know what?
bro.
No,
Is that-
no. Key, I got you, cousin. I got you. Peep game. Get the 256 because I'm cracking mine open and I'm putting a 2 terabyte in this thing. And I'll just give you my
think you can
512.
do that?
I'm gonna do. Fam, there's 8 screws on the back. Don't give me screws and tell me I can't open it. I don't like having anything stock. When I purchased my very first PS4, ripped the hard drive out, put a 1 terabyte in it. When I got my Pro, ripped that drive out, put a 2 terabyte in it. I can't stick with stock, man. That's
Reese tries to avoid the stock storage so much.
So
I
Nucci
changed the hard
asks-
drive in my PS4 on launch, bro. Pretty much on launch.
So Nuji Boy asks, why don't you just get a 64 and upgrade to 2 terabyte? The 64 is eMMC base.
Yeah, it has a slower processor. Processor?
No, that's
Nah,
just a
nah.
different drive
That's
technology.
Yeah, the type of solid state drive it is slower.
And I think it's on the board, if I'm not mistaken. The 256 and 512 are M2 drives, which take it out, put it back in.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious if it's baked onto the board. EMC drive, Steam Deck. Look, the first article that comes up, Steam Deck's SSD may be user upgradable. I'll look into that and then I'll throw a message out in the Discord because I'm actually curious myself. And that's another thing that I'm worried about. Like the 64, if that is baked on the board and you reinstall Windows, again, you're only gonna have like 20 gigs of space and you're gonna burn through that thing wicked fast because those eMMC is basically an SD card.
You know what I'm sad
and
about?
SD card burns out really fast.
You know what I'm sad about?
What's that?
think I might go back to the 512.
Oh
I
my gosh.
I just remembered that I always keep a Samsung, or I'm sorry, not a Samsung. What are these phones called? An Android phone.
That
Um
is Samsung.
it's Samsung, but it's
though.
not like I don't always keep a Samsung. I always just an Android phone. It doesn't matter what brand it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, anyways, because they are very customizable,
Okay.
and it makes me sad that I will no longer need my Android phone anymore,
Well,
because
yeah, with this thing.
I would have that little portable PC, which I can everything that's on my Android phone, I can move over to
Right.
the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go on Microsoft Word, edit your schedule for the week. You can, yo,
Oh
this,
Yeah,
my
this thing
goodness.
live
is
my
lit.
best life.
This thing is so lit. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm putting
yeah,
an
bro.
SD card in it, so I'm probably got 3 TB in that thing.
I'm definitely putting the
I'll
SD
put
card.
I'll put
in.
all the indie games on the SD card because you don't need all that crazy load time,
That's
things like that. See?
that's really what I'm using it for, is
Mhm.
to play all my indie games on the go.
Yeah.
Like that's really what I'm using it for. Like that's the main jive. But yeah, I'm the thing is that the another thing they mentioned about it is that it only has one suspended game like Switch and PS5. It doesn't have the quick resume like Xbox does. But they're working on some cloud sync feature to where you won't have to save and quit on your PC and then play it on the
Mm,
Steam Deck and then save and quit in order to switch back.
all right.
That where it's just fluid. You could just pick up and go and come back, and it's just fluid.
That's
But
awesome.
So
they're not there yet with that.
I just looked because it was bothering me. So first, the thumbsticks are pressable. Those are L3 and R3. And the
Yep.
buttons on the back are R4, L4,
R5.
R5, L5.
Got you. Boom.
That's a lot
Um,
of buttons. That thing's got a lot of
there
buttons.
is a micro
It's a
SD
PC,
slot.
bro. You gotta have it. Gotta have all
Obviously,
the buttons.
micro SD XC, which
Because
allows.
Tarkov got too many buttons.
I think that allows
Yo,
for SD cards up to
Tarkov.
2
Y'all gonna play
terabytes.
Tarkov on the Steam Deck?
Nah,
I'm gonna
miss me.
try. I'm gonna try.
Miss me.
I'm gonna try
Miss
it
me.
once. I'm gonna try it once, bro. Run it.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, 16
Tarkov
gigabytes
on-
of RAM, 64 gig MMC, 256 and 512 SSD. They all use PCIe Gen 2. I mean, wow, I'm sorry. The eMMC uses a PCI Gen 2 and the SSDs use Gen 3. So they all use PCI to connect. However, right underneath it, it says all models use socketed 2230 M2 modules not intended for end user replacements. All models do include a high speed micro SD card slot. So they're not intended to be replaced.
Right.
Doesn't
They're
mean
not
they
intended to
can't.
be replaced. Right.
So
So the 256 is cool with me. I don't need nothing more than that.
if you
Yeah.
do get the 64, it's not intended to be user replaced, but it is possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the 64 plus the SD card, you might be straight.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get the 256, and that's it. Like, final decision. 256. We got it. Leave me
The
alone.
expansion. So the USB-C port on the top has DisplayPort 1.4 support. So if you so please, you can output up to 8K at 60 frames.
This thing is it's cool.
The weight
This thing is cool.
And finally, what Key was concerned about was the weight.
It's about
So
half the size.
669 grams to pounds. So 1.5 pounds. So it's about twice as heavy as the Switch with the Joy-Cons docked.
Yeah.
Which isn't too
So-
bad because
Which
Switch
it's
is not
not.
heavy.
The Switch isn't
No, it's
very
not
heavy
heavy
at
at
all.
all.
No.
Yeah,
not
the Switch
heavy
is
at all.
mega light.
Yeah.
So double that. Okay.
So
I mean, it's got more tech going on. So I see the weight.
my Switch
see
is
the
in
weight.
the other.
I'm just trying to trying to have my thumbs up here, and that is just
Oh, he's still doing
Yeah,
the
bro.
thumb thing.
I don't know either, bro.
I don't know.
It's one of the things that I don't know about either. I don't know, but
Yeah.
He's still doing the thumb thing.
we will
in
test
any
it.
case-
We'll mess with it and see what's up.
Yeah. I do want to say really quick, really
Yeah.
fast
I'm listening.
that something really crazy happened, and
What?
in the Ukraine they found and seized 3,800 PS4s because they doing what, B? This is your specialty right here.
Yo, so what the Ukrainian police thought was a cryptocurrency farm was actually a FIFA Ultimate Team farm, and they used 3,800 PS4s to mine and grind accounts to sell accounts and cards and coins on the black market.
And it's crazy. It's really crazy how they got caught too.
Yo,
Because
because
there
he was
these
doing
fam,
something
you
so
could put
stupid.
you could put a thermal radar on this joint and it will be red because of all the fam. You know how hot the
They
PS4s
were
get
stealing electricity from
the country, from the grid.
no, it's
And-
from a neighboring some other company, a neighboring company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like, yo, these electricity valves ain't looking too hot. What's this about, fam? 3,800
Bro.
PS4s in the shed.
And they were probably making hand over fist. So why not just pay your own electric bill? Come
Yeah,
on.
your own electric bill. That's what
Come
I'm
on.
saying. Like, what?
Like,
okay, bro,
like-
you squeezing for the electric bill. All this money you making, you squeezing for the electric bill.
Bro.
And you thought they wasn't gonna look into it? Like,
Bro,
why
like
are
you
we
can
all of a
Now
sudden-
you know they made buku dollars because just from foot, not FIFA foot, not Madden foot, from foot, the Ultimate Team, EA they get $1 billion.
EA makes $1 billion
from Ultimate Team.
Just from-
This is not a individual game. This is not from an individual franchise. It's all their franchises. So what is it? Madden
Right.
has it. FIFA has it. Anyone else
Yeah.
has it?
Yeah, yo, they all have it.
They
If-
all
if they have a sports
if it's
game,
an
it
EA
has
sports
it.
game, it has Ultimate Team in it. They're making buku dollars.
Yeah.
And that's
It's-
look, they're making it from the transactions. This is not from the $60 that you pay to get the game and then the transactions. This
Yeah,
is just
no.
from the transactions.
Yeah, game excluded from that billion.
Yeah.
Just the
That's-
mode brings in a
Now, you
billion. So
gotta
these
remember-
guys, so this group is probably making hand over fist selling this stuff on black
Yep.
market, which you shouldn't. You should
Don't do
grind or
that.
pay for it. Don't
that.
be involved in this. But if you are involved in this, pay your electric bill,
Yeah, pay
fam.
your electric
Your
bill.
own electric bill. You running a crime. This is a crime.
This is a
And you out
legitimate
here
crime.
stealing electricity. Wild. Wild.
Bro,
Wild.
I
And I
guess
can-
you give them. I guess you give someone some rope, and they just keep pulling. I guess.
You know
Bro,
what it
this
is, right? You know what it
crazy.
is, right? So
Take the kitchen. That's
because
the
you know
problem.
FIFA, EA has been getting into a lot of trouble with Ultimate Team recently because it's been akin to gambling essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the recent change to the packs where you can actually preview the contents, I can only imagine this as assisting these types of people because like, oh, I know it's in this thing now. We can target these things like crazy messy cards or something like that.
Bro,
And
they were crushing it.
I can't imagine how much money they were making from that.
One more crazy thing that I want to mention before we get to everybody's favorite segment is the fact
Mm-hmm.
that Nickelodeon is coming out with their own quote unquote like Super Smash Bros. It's called Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl,
Yeah.
and it's being developed by
game.
Ludosity.
Yep.
Mhm.
Huh? It's being developed by
Ludosity.
Ludosity, who made the game. What is it? Oh, I
Slap
lost
City.
it.
Slap
City. That's
City.
what
Slap
it's called.
City is he.
Well,
they made-
which is funny because
so
I
they
knew
made-
about them before that.
Oh yeah, because they did come out with a bunch of other games as well.
It'll do and Card City Nights.
I
Mhm.
watched some Slap City, bro. It's Super Smash Bros.
It's a
It was Super
Smash clone. It's a
It's
very
super
well received Smash clone.
yeah.
It's so well received because of the net code. It doesn't
Yeah, it
glitch and lag up like Smash Brothers Ultimate and
Right.
things like that. It's so
Ooh.
smooth.
So what happens after they blew up from putting out Slap City? Nickelodeon hit them up
Yep.
like, "Yo, can you make us a game?" And they're like, the dude, he actually said, "At first, I didn't think it was for real. You get a lot of weird emails on a weekly basis. I thought I dismissed it as spam. Completely thought it was fake. But then when they found it was real, and they did some conversations, and it's now a thing. And they said they have almost complete
Bro.
control over the entire project. They said if it has anything to do with gameplay, it most likely came from Ludosity. Like they have
Yeah.
complete complete control over the
I'm
game.
so glad that they got this because they're
Yeah,
good.
like-
They came out with some cool indie games, and now working with Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's a jump. What was you gonna say,
Yeah,
B? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just dope that that they pulled that off. Like they said that Nickelodeon was so like hands off, and they and that the suggestions that they made about the game, they said like most of them got in because they didn't have many suggestions. They were like, we need this, we need this, we need that, and they were like, we can't do that, but we can do the rest. Cool. And Nickelodeon just fell back and let them do their thing.
On the conversation of having it being competitive, Nickelodeon is absolutely on board with having the game competitively viable.
Yes.
That's been the conversation from the start. That is why
Mhm.
they came to us.
And this is and now I watched the grand final for Slap City. Like the game is lit. Like it's good, and
Yeah.
you see the potential for the esports. So now you
Yep,
take
I watched it
that
as well.
same thing, bring it over to a well-known franchise.
Nickelodeon.
The potential is there, and Nickelodeon is going to push
And you,
to have the
Mhm.
community grow and things of that nature. Unlike the big bad Nintendo, who doesn't really like the fact that their game is so universally beloved in the esports realm. It's
Yeah.
weird. They show no
And
love.
They're also looking into implementing rollback netcode for an optimal online experience, as you should when you have
As
these
you
online
should.
fighting games.
They made sure to make that a point. So the roster I thought was relatively interesting. They showed off the trailer. They kind of did it Smash style. It was cool. It was cool. So they had the character, then they show off their name and then some of their moveset and things like that. So there are 14 confirmed so far. And how much does Smash have? Like almost 90 at this rate. So let's see however long they take All-Star Brawl. But the 14 characters really quick. Danny Phantom, Helga from Hey Arnold, Leonardo, and there are two Leonardo and Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Lincoln and Lucy Loud from The Loud House, Nigel Thornberry, Ablina from Our Real Monsters, Patrick and Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, Powder Toast Man, Reptar, and Invader Zim.
Invader Zim.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
sick.
Zim
It looks
from
sick.
Invader Zim.
It looks dope. It looks
good,
cool.
actually.
It
And
looks fun.
all the places I was looking was like, they would always like add this line, and it actually looks good. And it does.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing when I first heard about it, the very first thing I saw when it was first announced was some characters that I did not know who they were. It was like, forget the dude's names, like Cloud. What was his name? Cloud. He had gray hair. Loud Cloud.
Lincoln
He was
Loud.
in the Lincoln Loud. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah,
There's
I
gonna
don't
be a
know.
bunch
I don't
of
know the
new
Loud House.
Nickelodeon characters that I don't know anything about. So I dismissed it completely. I just
And
scrolled
boom,
right past it.
SpongeBob showed up. Patrick showed up. Nigel Thornberry too. I was like, okay,
Yo,
okay.
I scrolled right. As soon as I seen that Loud dude, I was like, nope. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Don't care. And I rolled right by it. And it ended up being they got characters from Ren and Stimpy. Like
Yeah,
it's
the
about to be
Powder
dope.
Toast Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about to be turned. They
Yeah.
Danny Phantom looks cool. Sign
Danny
me up for this
Phantom.
game.
Yeah,
Sign me up for this game. I will try
I
it
wanna
out.
try
You know I will.
Mhm.
You know that. You know that.
All right.
Um,
The absolute last thing that I'll mention, I'm surprised
Oh,
you
okay.
didn't mention this, Key,
uh-huh.
was the fact that there actually is a non-zero chance of a particular franchise being continued.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah, we can
And
touch that fast.
really quick because it's only the fact that the synopsis has been written. Because they got to get a lot of the members from, if not all of the members from the Final Fantasy X team
Mhm.
got together because it's about to be Final Fantasy X's 20th anniversary. So they got together
Crazy.
and they answered some questions. But they did say if there's going to be a Final Fantasy X3, then for the time being, we do have the synopsis that Nojima wrote. It's currently on ice, but the concept itself does exist. They're just focusing on Final Fantasy Remake at the moment, so
Right.
they're just not in a position to even discuss it, talk about
Right.
it.
But it
at the
hasn't
moment.
been fully ruled out entirely.
Yeah.
And they have stuff already ready to do it if they so choose to do it.
Yep,
So.
they can do it. Like they can actually put a team towards it at some point if they chose so.
So-
But I also
Mhm.
want to say this really quick. Nojima wrote Final Fantasy X. Nojima also wrote Final Fantasy VII. Nojima also wrote Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So
I did not know this.
yeah, he
There
writes.
has been for the
He writes.
longest time. They said that the universe, the Final Fantasy 7 and 10 are in the same universe, and there's been mad little like Easter eggs, hints, and kind of like
That's because he was
flirting
playing with it.
the idea of them actually being in the same universe. And today I literally learned that Nojima wrote both of the stories. So now I'm even
It
more
makes
convinced
sense.
that they are in fact in the same universe.
Yeah, he's just playing. Yeah, he's playing up. He's like, it's
Creative what is
I'm gonna leave
creative
some
what?
stuff in here just to let you know that it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Haha,
Now
they're
I'm even more-
connected, but they're not. Haha.
Right.
Something like that.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more validity to it, knowing that he was behind all three stories.
So
Facts.
Final Fantasy 10 3 2030.
Yeah, I don't care about a date for that. But what I do care about is it being everybody's favorite segment
can't.
of the week, and you already know it is B's throwback of the week.
Hey, turn my headphone up.
Listen,
I think it's muted.
oh,
Hey, turn my headphone up.
It must be muted for y'all. I heard
Yeah,
it.
it was
No,
muted. It was muted.
No, I heard it.
Oh, it was you.
It was
You know what?
it was just low. It was just low.
No,
but I heard
I'm talking about
it.
this. Where are you?
I had mine muted.
You.
Muted. I was like,
For those of you that can only listen, Reese is
Attempted
furiously
to point
pointing
at
Key.
this way.
I was like, where's it at?
Where's it at?
Yo, y'all go. Yo, you guys might.
KJ, you're not the only one that dances.
You
I
are
had
not
mine
the only
muted
one.
by accident, so I didn't hear it, so I could not dance.
Am I the only one that's still, bro? I dance.
And
I usually dance too.
Our chat
I
is
just didn't hear it.
responding.
I was like, oh, what is going on? Did he make a mistake? But I had mine muted.
Did
What's
I
happening?
make a mistake?
Played?
I can't stand you.
Oh, I love it. I don't know what to
Oh.
do. All right, real quick. We're running short on time here.
We good. We good.
Yo, this game, yeah, this is interesting. All right, let's see how you guys take this one. So,
What's that? Go
It's
ahead.
lit. It's lit. It's
Go
lit.
ahead. Go ahead.
Dude,
Conker's Bad Fur Day,
this game
right?
matters. Huh? No.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
No.
One day watch. One day
so
watch.
this game was developed by MECC. I'm pretty sure people in the chat already know now that I've said that. I'm sure there's someone out there who knows. That stands for the Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, consortium. And it was published by the same company as well as Softkey Multimedia, CompuServe, and Incorporated for the classic edition of this game. Reese is so intrigued.
Yeah, what
right
the
now.
heck? Yeah,
Oregon
what is?
Trail. Oregon Trail.
Oregon.
It is Oregon Trail.
What?
Oregon Trail. It's Oregon Trail.
I can't believe he got one. Wow.
It's Oregon Trail.
what in
Because
the
okay,
world?
It's
I
the Oregon Trail,
I have-
I can't
1985.
believe I just got that.
Apple II, baby.
for the
The
Apple
Apple
II,
II.
it's fam.
I've never
have
played Oregon Trail before.
Really? Oh, that's crazy.
I have the Oregon Trail on my eye. It's right there. I'm like, yo,
Let's
that
go.
sounds familiar, but I didn't want to hazard the guess.
You
But that's
was
it.
like saying all this CompuServe for like when it just sounded
I'm
like
like,
something for
a
students,
computer
something
game,
that
a
kids
student
made or
computer game,
something
yep.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a student. It just sounded like it was for students, and I was like, "This is Oregon Trail trolling."
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, it. That's crazy.
Yeah. The game was designed to teach students about the realities of the 19th century pioneer life on the Oregon Trail. But then what it ended up doing is teaching those, it went beyond history. It was teaching concepts of survival and roguelike features in video games and understanding the distance and travel and like there's hunting and death and there's different diseases and how to,
Oh yeah,
it's
you got
basically how to manage a party as you go through something. And every stop has a different challenge or obstacle and how to deal with that. And this game is legendary. People have used this game for fun and teaching since 1985. And the classic edition was released even earlier. I believe it was 1971. So this game has been doing
Listen,
since 71.
the first video game. It's not, but bam.
Yeah, no, it's the
This
first
game's been
survival
around
game.
longer than
First
Tetris.
survival game.
Yeah.
The first survival game. Fam, I dare you to not have enough oxen on your joint.
The way
Yo,
you
would
say
you-
Oregon.
Would you
Oregon.
still like Elder Scrolls if they put survival aspects in it?
Yeah, I
Like-
probably like it more.
Like,
You got to go collect the berries and get food or bathe yourself in the water.
Fallout 4 on hardcore mode has that.
No, I
When you-
mean like
when you get
7
thirsty
days
and
to
all that.
die. You gotta like chop
We
down
got-
trees to get wood, and you gotta mix.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
Oh,
mix.
that.
You gotta
like
have a
crafting.
campfire.
I think-
Crafting, yeah, you gotta have a campfire and
No, I
Well,
wouldn't mind
there's
that.
already quasi crafting, so but
there's quasi
Yeah.
craft in Fallout
yeah,
4.
yeah,
Yeah, like if you have the blueprints for a part for something, you can craft it. Yeah.
crafted, yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But, yeah, no, I wouldn't hate that. No.
You wouldn't hate that? Yeah, okay.
I
okay.
feel like that
That's-
because
Like if they removed the narrative and it was only that, then we got a problem.
Then we got an issue,
okay. Fair.
I feel
we
like
got
for
a problem.
those that believe that the game is already too much, to add that would just add to that too muchness.
Well, that's what happened before with the world building stuff. Like a lot of people didn't like that.
They didn't
where you
like it
could
because it was
build
like, fam,
your
I'm trying to
towns
survive.
and move
Now
stuff and
you're asking me to rebuild Jamaica Plain? Yo, get out of here.
I didn't care for it. I didn't do none of that.
Oh,
I didn't
I
rebuild
did
none
it.
of
I did it. I had to
I did it
rebuild.
for certain spots when it would affect the story, like the Castle Island and things like that. Where if you did that and you did it right for Castle Island, it helped you at the end of the game. So that was cool. But
I only recently, in my most recent playthrough of Oblivion, is when I actually like cared about the house that I had, because you get a house. You know what I'm saying? You're handed a house in that game, and I actually like decorated the house and put some stuff in it. Before I was like, oh, good looks for the crib, but I was out in the I was out in the woodlands. Like I was just, I was
Yo.
sleeping in whatever was around, like somebody's cabin.
I have
Like, I
a
didn't
whole
really
house.
care.
I'm just gonna sleep in the wilderness though.
I still have my Skyrim data. I was thinking about starting it
It,
over and
it must be
into the main
nice.
scenario,
I
but
ain't got mine.
I think I still have. I'm
I
gonna
have
look tonight.
I'm
I'm
hating.
gonna
I
look
have
tonight.
mine.
I'm gonna look
yeah.
tonight.
Well,
Shout out to
I mean,
Diaper Gang.
even if I did have mine, its game ended, so I can't do anything.
You gotta Reese,
Well-
this is what you both have to do, right?
Yeah.
Even if you already have if you already have a file, whatever, it does not matter. Play it on the hardest difficulty.
Okay.
Diaper
No
gang.
armor. No
Oh,
armor.
I knew he was going with this diaper
no
gang.
armor. This diaper gang. This diaper gang. No armor.
Bro, we were literally talking about this in the chat earlier. It was
We
like,
were,
bro,
yeah.
I'm putting these stipulations on my game like
Yo.
for my own personal enjoyment. Like, nah,
Yeah,
bro.
it's mad fun that way. It's mad fun. Hardest difficulty, no armor. It's mad
Bro.
fun.
Yo, so I lost my original data, so I started over. I think I did another like 70 hours already as an orc, but I still did the college. So my orc is a mage right now, bro. He's crazy. He's different.
My
But,
God. You know, I
but
didn't
that's
even
my
know-
house. Is the college? I store all my stuff there because you get like 3 floors. It's crazy.
I didn't know until like my most recent playthrough that there is. I say my most recent. I haven't played Oblivion in quite some time.
Yeah.
Aside from when I downloaded. I mean, prior to the whole Xbox deal with Bethesda, I didn't know that depending on what what's the word I'm looking for? Nationality, race you choose.
Yeah,
Depending on
right.
what
Race,
you
yeah.
choose. Like you're like Nords are good at magic, Red Guards.
Oh,
is good at
yeah.
fighting,
Oh yeah,
and
the red guards are resistant to poison. Khajiit, they got
And-
extra claw damage with the fights. Like, fam, all that.
And that stuff matters in terms of dialogue because some
Oh yeah, dialogue
'cause
choices.
some
Yep.
races and factions, you know, they have prejudices or they feel certain ways about things and they treat you different
Mhm.
depending on what you made your characters.
Yeah.
It's layers, yo. It's layers.
I didn't realize that. I was just choosing Red Guard, because we look alike. I always chose Red Guard.
I
That's what I
laughed
just went
because
with.
I did the same exact thing. And then at my most recent playthrough, I chose Khajiit. Because I do the
I've always
thieving
chosen
and-
Red Guard. Never played any other character in Oblivion except Red Guard ever.
No, I was the same way. And I was like, you know what? Let me stop playing around. The
Yeah.
Khajiit, they're really good in you remember all the bar brawls? Like, I have
Yeah.
extra damage on claws. I'm winning those automatically.
But Red Guards is good. Red Guards use sword and shield anyways, right? They're made for being in the streets, right?
Yeah.
So
and-
that's my play style anyways.
Yeah, that was not my play style. So I was a red guard thief. Like I
He's
didn't
a
have the
oh,
dexterity
yeah,
bonus. I didn't have any of that.
Yeah. So you
I was-
wasn't you
I was
wasn't your right
always
race.
like at a negative essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would pick Red Guard just because like it was the character that looked like me, the only one, the
Ye-
closest one.
Mhm.
So-
exactly. That's why I chose.
But But then after I lost my file, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some wild stuff. I'm gonna pick some characters I wouldn't, and I've made an orc. I've never made an orc, like a giant orc or
Yep.
house, two-handed weapons. I never did that until my second playthrough of Skyrim, and I was
the
like, this is
half
actually
orc?
lit.
Mhm.
And I can still make him a mage. I was like, I'm with this. I'm with
You're
this.
like,
I'm
oh,
with this.
got this two-handed in my one hand with this cure walking down the street. What you about to do? And then
Yeah.
you can just do things like that. It's crazy.
You know what I'm about to do? Diaper gang. That's what I'm about to
I can't
do.
do that.
Live
I'm
your
not.
best
Listen,
life.
exactly. Live your best life. If you can get through like that, more power to you. Because I can't.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
tell you
bro, I
right
done
now.
killed the
I
dragon
can't.
like that. Like,
I know. I watched you for hours.
chill. What matters? The
See?
dragon's dead. The
See?
dragon is dead.
The drag. You know what? Fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
So,
In any
So-
case,
What? We're all getting the Steam Deck. That's confirmed.
yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
a confirmation.
256.
Yeah.
256. Yo, Reese, let me borrow 120, man.
So
I already
all getting
offered
Steam
you the
Deck.
replacement drive.
yeah.
Like,
Wait,
Nah, I want
Fan-
this.
yes. Nah, but we want yours though. So like we're gonna buy ours and then trade us.
No, what? No. How about I just modify yours the same way?
Nah.
Nah,
But
don't
it's
touch
yours.
mine. I want to keep
It's
my warranty. I
yours.
don't know about drift.
It's yours. I want yours.
They always want mine. When they come over to
No.
my house, they want to sit at my PC. They want to use my stuff. Like, fam, get out of
It's lit.
here.
It's lit.
So we're all getting the Steam Deck.
Yes.
I'm-
if you're gonna listen, don't do black market stuff on any of these games. Don't sell accounts. Let people
Don't
earn and
do it.
grind. But if you're gonna
Keep.
do it, pay your electric bill, fam.
Pay your
Hey,
own
not-
bills.
you see one of the reasons, like, so they took your account and they bought FIFA and now they're using your account to generate things, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Pay your own bills.
No, seriously though, pay your bills though. Add that
Pay
to
your
the
own
dailies
bills.
list.
Yo, pay your own bills, especially if you're doing lucrative black market stuff. Like, what you doing,
Yeah,
fam?
Come on, man. Come on.
And do your dailies, huh? Do your
Do your
dailies.
daily.
dailies. Drink your
And,
water.
Drink your water. Do your dailies.
With that being said, this has been another episode of Tricky Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.